At some point, the idea that heroes will always defeat the Demon King became set in stone. As much as I hate to admit it, that's the truth. Even the strongest Demon King in history, leading an army of 1,000,000, still wouldn't stand a chance against the hero. Like a curse, the Demon King's defeat is inevitable, and I, as Demiurges the 666, certainly won't sit in the Demon King's castle waiting to die. So I left behind a resignation letter saying I quit being Demon King, and hurried away. I have a feeling that a bright future will arrive soon. To live an ordinary life, I came to Akoma City, the capital of Beld Kingdom. This place is wonderful, gentle vibes everywhere. The human world is truly warm, except for that damn cross. Just then, 2 guards block my path, and they point their filthy holy spears at my nose, asking what I'm doing and what my name is. I think for a moment. I probably shouldn't reveal that I'm the Demon King. In that case, I'll hide my identity a bit. Hello, humans. My name is Deus. The moment I finish speaking, an old knight suddenly appears beside them, looking quite unfriendly. You bastard! How dare you arrogantly call yourself by an ancient god's name? Since it's your first time, get lost. As a Demon King, I naturally can't stand such filthy words, so Beld Kingdom shouldn't be that strong, right? Becoming royalty should be easy. The old knight flies into a rage. How dare you insult the royal family? He raises his sword to split me in two, but I don't panic at all. With a slight gesture and a sharp gaze, in just an instant everyone's heads explode into clouds of blood mist as if struck by something. Seeing this, the archers on the city wall quickly draw their bows to fight back, but this kind of attack has absolutely no effect on me. They can't even break my defense. I simply focus my gaze, and the archers' heads explode on the spot. Then I use magic to suspend all the knights' bodies upside down in the air. The flowing blood slowly forms a crimson carpet. Ha ha ha, welcome me with your screams. With that, skull-shaped energy sweeps across the entire battlefield. In an instant, screams fill the air continuously. Ah, what a delightful sound for both body and soul. Just as I'm enjoying this beautiful music, another unreasonable voice interrupts me. My father, God, creator of the world, whose name is filled with sacred glory, the glorious ruler of nations, I hereby declare to you the beginning and the end. Guide us through the trial of darkness toward the brilliant light of truth, only to be with victory, from death to victory, from falsehood to truth. Please grant me the power to eliminate the evil before me. What are you blabbering about? But judging by your appearance, you must be one of the legendary bloodline holders. Then the man leaps up, gathering all his holy power to unleash his strongest strike. This terrifying power nearly tears the earth apart. Nice special effects. Too bad his opponent is me, the Demon King. Even pure blood might not hurt me, let alone a half-baked one like you. Father in heaven, God, you must let me kill this fool before me. Done praying? Then it's time to send you on your way. With that, I violently rip out his heart. I squeeze my palm, and the heart that was just beating strongly instantly turns into a cloud of blood mist. The biggest trouble is solved. Now it's time to ascend the throne. A few minutes later, I slowly walk into the Great Hall. About a dozen knights are still alive here. Looks like they're royal guards, and behind them is the king of the city. You're the king, right? Let's have a nice chat now. A royal guard nearby, seeing me speak so disrespectfully, grabs his spear planning to attack me. Fortunately, I'm a tiny bit stronger than them. I just snap my fingers lightly, and that guard, along with the knight beside him, drop dead on the spot. My apologies. A bit hard to control. Killed one person. Anyone else dissatisfied? After this move, no one dares say another word. They can only rage helplessly in their hearts. Seeing no objections, I summon my wings and fly into the air. Then I teleport in front of the king. Come on, let's continue our chat. I have only one condition. Please hand over the kingdom to me. At these words, the king flatly refuses. You're absolutely delusional. Hearing this, I helplessly dig at my ear. That's why I hate this kind of situation. Looks like I'll have to kill you first, then take your family. That way the kingdom will naturally be mine. At this, the king suddenly understands. So you're after my daughter? Absolutely not. She's the flower of the entire royal family. I feel speechless. What daughter? You're overthinking. I only want the throne. I have no interest in anything else, even if you really get the kingdom. Do you think the Imperial Hall will recognize you? You dare mention the Imperial Hall in front of me? That's truly a hilarious joke. With that, my aura suddenly surges. The intense heat melts the entire hall into rubble. Those royal guards are instantly incinerated. The king suffers the same fate. Looks like this king has no bloodline. If he did, he could have lasted a while. How boring. Hey, gods in the sky, I know you're watching. You guys aren't even prepared at all? Wait, it's normal that they're not prepared. After all, there are still 20 years until the pure blood awakens. That's the day I was supposed to descend. Long, long ago, after the Demon King was defeated by the hero, the demon race refused to accept this outcome. So they brought the Demon King's shattered soul back to the demon realm, transferred the soul into a new body, and poured in all the magic and curses accumulated over 100 years. And so, the Demon King was revived. The second great war between humans and demons began. During the second invasion, the Demon King thought the hero had died and could no longer protect humanity. Unfortunately, he was wrong. The previous hero had disappeared, but a new one emerged. So the Demon King was defeated again. Both hero and Demon King died in battle, but the demon race didn't give up. They worked for another 100 years to revive the Demon King again. But the hateful hero appeared again. The Demon King died in battle again. After another 100 years, a new hero appeared. This cycle repeated 665 times, a total of 66,580 years. Anyway, nowadays stories of heroes saving the world are too cliched. No one listens to them. Even if the Demon King invades again, a hero will appear. It's really an age lacking any sense of danger. In contrast, the demon race still refused to give up, and this time they seemed especially determined, shouting shouting loudly that this would be the last time. Then, mobilizing everyone's power, they revived the 666th Demon King. His name is Demiurge's the 666th. On the day he awakens, about to bring despair to everyone on the surface, he actually runs away, leaving only a resignation letter. That's right, the one who did this is me. The memory ends here. At this moment, a woman drags her trembling legs, slowly walking forward. I just glance at her indifferently. What's this? Looks like she's the daughter the king mentioned. Next, I just need to marry her and I can inherit the kingdom. After thinking this through, I shoot a magic bullet toward the princess's head. In just an instant, the princess is controlled by a mysterious energy, completely losing her self-consciousness. This humble body is yours. Please accept it, my master. Very good. From now on, you're my first human. After saying this, I want to give her a kiss of the century, but out of the corner of my eye, I notice someone seems to be spying. Come out, or I'll gouge out your eyes. As soon as I finish speaking, a young man in a suit, looking refined and elegant, slowly walks out. Loyal subject Ajax greets his lord. Cut it out. The lord you serve is my father, not me, so get lost. And I don't want to return to the demon realm right now. Ajax's expression remains calm. The lord's physical body was personally bestowed by the previous demon king. Now only you are my lord, so don't mind me. Continue what you were doing. This leaves me a bit stunned. What do you mean by that? Isn't my lord planning to bestow the great seed upon this lady? I didn't expect my lord to have grown up. You were so cute as a child. Seeing him about to ramble on endlessly, I quickly interrupt. Stop talking nonsense. Didn't I say I quit being the demon king? I want to be reborn as an ordinary person. As soon as I finish, Ajax says, as long as I'm happy, that's fine. This sudden change in attitude really stuns me. Wait, something's definitely wrong. So I use spatial compression to threaten him into telling the truth. Under pressure, Ajax can only explain. My lord, was there any special reason you attacked this country? Whether your highness wants to invade territory, seek demon treasures, or are just annoyed, just give any reason. I'm a bit confused. Nothing special, I guess. At the time, I just wanted to live as a human, and I thought being a king would be cool, so I came here. At these words, Ajax immediately applauds. Truly worthy of being the demon king. You came to the surface and immediately seized the greatest kingdom. You even killed their king and obtained the princess. How truly evil. What could be more befitting of a demon king than this? You're a natural-born demon king. The more he talks, the more enthusiastic he gets. I can't even tell if he's praising me or being sarcastic. Ajax continues. Since my lord has decided to abandon us and quit being the demon king, then I'll have to take your son back to the demon realm and properly raise him as the demon king. Then, on that day 20 years from now, your son will descend upon this world as Demiurge's the 666th. I glance at the princess beside me. This is really something. Good thing, good thing. I almost became a father at the prime age of 80. Ajax is about to say something, but the next second, my eyes focus with a fierce look. I turn and roar. In an instant, heaven and earth shatter. That attack I casually released actually destroys 2 large mountains ahead. After a while, having calmed down, I ponder for a moment. Looks like there's only one path to take. I'll become the companion of a righteous hero, someone who can gain recognition by the hero's side with low presence and inconspicuousness. That's a hero's companion. Let that foolish hero charge ahead at the front. I'll just stay in the back and reap the benefits. No sooner said than done. I immediately have Ajax come with me, embarking on the journey to find a hero. A few days later, I'm lying in the carriage humming a tune, in a very pleasant mood, while Ajax drives the carriage slowly forward. On the way, Ajax asks me, are you really going to be a hero's companion? That's right. I need to find a suitable fool. Even someone without bloodline will do. Anyway, as long as they follow me and hunt some prey, they can probably become one of the world's top 2% wealthy. By the way, is there any ranking system for heroes now? Like A rank, B rank, and such? Ajax slowly responds, sort of. First is D rank, Dragon Slayer. As the name implies, one who has slain a dragon. Then G rank, Giant Slayer, one who can fight against the giant race. Next is L rank, Wizard Slayer, one who can eliminate wizards. After that, the ranks are arranged in A, B, C order. Oh, and finally there's F rank, called Remnant. If we use fruit as an analogy, it's like fallen fruit that can't be sold and can only be ground into jam. The higher the rank, the easier it is to get strong support from nobles, and the higher the status. For low ranks like remnants, nobles would rather they disappear quickly. Besides ranks, there's something more important: bloodline. 66,580 years ago, the first to save the human world were the hero and the saint. Their children and descendants, and their descendants' descendants, are still in every corner of the world. Sacred bloodline measures the concentration of their family blood. The higher the concentration, the stronger the power. Among them, the person with the highest pure blood concentration became the ultimate hero, fought your lord's predecessor 665 times, and finally achieved victory. Hearing this, I laugh scornfully. What bullshit bloodline and pure blood? It's because you all feared this that I was trapped in an egg for 80 years. Forget it. Anyway, I've already escaped. Isn't it better to live a little easier? Just like this carriage, nice and slow. Suddenly something unfamiliar appears in my view. Ajax? What's that? That thing flying around like flower petals? That's a butterfly, so it's called a butterfly. What a beautiful creature. Then a breeze passes by, scattering my hair. The butterfly, startled, quietly flies away. What was that just now that made my hair fly and scared away the butterfly? butterfly. Ajax replies calmly, that's wind. Then I lift my head, looking at the round object above my head that's been emitting light. What's that circle that's been overhead since earlier? The one that makes my eyes hurt when I look up at it. Hearing this, Ajax also looks up. That's the sun. Then what's this sweet fragrance? It feels so comfortable. That's the scent of spring. Watching Ajax answer everything, I feel a wave of emotion. Ajax, you've lived a long time, haven't you? Yes, I've existed since the first war. We 7 dukes were born together with the demon realm. Then, since the first war, you must have come here every 100 years, right? Looking at this gentle scene, I sigh helplessly. The things on the surface are truly wonderful. The demon kings throughout history probably couldn't experience any of this, right? According to the plan, I should have been trapped for 20 more years before setting foot on this land. Then, the first time I meet the hero in my life, I'd have to die at his hands. Good thing I escaped. The demon king profession should disappear, don't you think? Ajax quietly watches me, full of curiosity about the outside world, and falls into deep thought. In his memory, the demon king's mission has always been to continuously invade humanity. But why does he have such feelings now? Perhaps this 666th demon king is an exception who might end the curse that's lasted from ancient times. A few hours later, the carriage stops at the side. Ajax wakes me from my sleep. My lord, we've arrived. This is the place my lord wanted to find. Not much trade, not a military zone, an extremely ordinary place, the remote Jolix village. I open my sleepy eyes and look around. Not bad, this place. The streets are bustling with people. Some are shopping, others are gossiping and chatting. From their conversations, I learned there are only 2 hero families here. One is a first-class family close to prosperity, and the other is a completely declining family. There don't seem to be any D-rank heroes. Besides this, there's another important piece of information. A dragon destroyed a nearby city and might attack this city at any time, but none of this affects us. After all, to me, a dragon is just a flying lizard. Then we come to an inn, planning to stay here. The dazzling array of treasures makes the innkeeper tremble all over, cold sweat pouring down. This money could buy the entire inn. These aren't guests, they're benefactors, so he quickly has someone receive the guests. But this guy seems a bit simple-minded. My name is Sheik. Let me carry your luggage. Please go upstairs. After a brief introduction, we go upstairs to the most luxurious room in the inn. This room is extremely luxurious. All kinds of furniture are available. Extravagance is written all over, but none of this catches my attention. My gaze rests on the young man before me. You have bloodline, don't you? Sheik is about to change the subject and deny it, but I interrupt him. No need to hide it. I can sense you're somewhat different, short and doing odd jobs here. You must be from the declining one of the 2 great families, right? Looks like your family's bloodline hasn't been very pure for generations. Tell me, what's your bloodline value? Sheik scratches his head sheepishly. I'm sorry, I'm F rank, a remnant. As soon as he finishes speaking, a burst of flames suddenly descends from the sky, burning through the ceiling. Looking closely, a dragon has appeared. Seeing this, Sheik urgently tells us to run, but I'm not panicking at all. With a calm expression, I say to Sheik, Sheik, let me be your backer. Become my hero. Hearing this, Sheik looks completely dumbfounded, his expression full of disbelief. I'm looking for a hero. Looks like it's destiny. Accept my proposal. I'll bring you unexpected wealth and fame. I'll give you 2 choices. Either live forever as an F rank who can't even touch a sword, or grab my hand and change your destiny. Hearing this, Sheik's heart starts pounding uncontrollably. Destiny. What a ridiculous word. At this moment, all he thinks about is securing a livelihood for his siblings. And now, the opportunity to turn his life around is right in front of him. Why not seize it? Thinking this, Sheik decisively drops to his knees and kowtows to show respect. Tears flow unstoppably. Please, Duke, accept me. If you wish, I'll even offer my soul. Very good. Even without you saying it, I'd do that anyway. Go. That dragon is your debut stage. Hearing this, Sheik immediately panics. Duke, shouldn't we start with goblins? Of course, I definitely won't let him die for nothing. With that, I conjure a contract in my hand. As for the content, it's basically all unfair to Sheik. Come on. If you accept this contract, shout your name, without a moment's hesitation, to escape the label of being worthless. Sheik looks up to the sky and roars, Sheik Penhalabik. In just an instant, Sheik's name suddenly appears on that unfair contract. Very good. The contract is now in effect. Then go take down that dragon. Ajax interrupts. Master, not just any human can catch a dragon. Realizing they misunderstood, I quickly explain. Of course I'm not having Sheik fight it. You just need to put on a show. We'll catch the dragon. First, Ajax will attack the dragon, then throw the dragon towards Sheik. At that moment, Sheik, standing in position, just needs to time it right. Just swing the blade at the falling dragon. That way, to others, Sheik will be the hero who defeated the dragon. Ajax very much agrees with this plan. However, Master, if F-rank Sheik confronts a dragon, people will definitely find it strange. About that, of course I've thought of it. Then I turn my head towards Sheik, looking at him with an amused expression. Then I strip off all his clothes, leaving only his underwear. Then I cut 2 holes in a metal bucket nearby and put it over his head. Masked and nearly naked, the Iron Bucket hero is born. Very good. Disguised like this, no one should recognize him. Let the operation begin. Ajax receives the order and turns to leave. Regarding this outfit, Sheik feels extremely humiliated. Sir, what about my weapon? I turn my head toward the mop nearby. I kick it flying. Take it. That's your holy sword. Sheik feels even more humiliated. With this outfit, he feels like a complete pervert. But in the face of honor and fame, all of this is just trivial. Go, my knight. Receiving the command, Sheik charges forward like a madman. On the other side, Ajax successfully reaches high ground, removes his disguise, and extends countless sharp claws. Then he leaps and successfully lands on the dragon's back, embedding his claws into its skin, gripping its heart tightly, ready to act at any moment. Before killing it, Ajax instinctively asks the dragon, "Why are you attacking here?" here? Unexpectedly, a strange thing appears before him, resembling a blob of flesh. It seems to be controlling the dragon. Battle-hardened Ajax instantly senses something is wrong. Before he can react, the dragon suddenly goes berserk and shoots toward the sky, and it keeps accelerating, about to escape the battlefield. Seeing this, Ajax holds nothing back. He summons countless ghostly hands that wrap around the entire dragon, controlling it to stop flying upward. Then he uses the heart penetration skill, completely killing the dragon. What surprises Ajax is that while the dragon is indeed dead, this strange creature actually chooses him as its new parasitic target. He tries to break free, but it's too late. A powerful suction force renders Ajax immobile. Because the parasitic target changed, the dragon loses control and plummets straight down from the sky. On the other side, noticing the dragon has started falling, I quickly have Sheik prepare to attack. There's only one chance: either become famous or die. Watching the dragon getting closer, Sheik says, "It's impossible not to be afraid. Lord Deus, I don't want to die." Hearing this, I smile wickedly. I swear on the name Deus, no matter what happens, I'll save you. After receiving my definitive response, Sheik's morale soars. He picks up the mop, preparing to unleash his strongest move. As time passes second by second, Ajax, who should be slowing down the dragon, takes no action whatsoever. This leaves me somewhat confused. What is Ajax doing? Then I look closely. What I see shocks me. Ajax is actually entangled by something, desperately struggling to break free. He has no extra strength to control the dragon. Could Sheik really die at the dragon's jaws today? At this moment, Sheik is completely unaware of the current situation and still assumes his attack stance. He silently repeats to himself, "No matter what happens, I absolutely won't run away," encouraging himself. Moonlight Island first form, Demon King's Cleave. With one strike, the dragon's entire head instantly turns into a cloud of blue blood mist, exploding outward. Of course, this definitely wasn't Sheik's doing. It was me beside him, timely using the guillotine skill. This creates the famous scene of Sheik slaying the dragon. The great battle ends. Everyone expresses gratitude and respect to this masked hero. Sheik, who's often been insulted, is dazed, standing in place not knowing what to do. I have to speak up to remind him. Only then does he react and hurriedly flee the scene. At this moment, Ajax is standing on a rotting cross, seemingly pondering something. His parasitized face slowly turns toward the dragon lying motionless on the ground nearby. A voice echoes in his mind, "I'm back." The next morning, after a night's rest, my weary body finally gets some relief. Just then, a hand holding a cup of coffee appears before me. It's Ajax. "Master, this is a human custom. A cup of black coffee in the morning will fill your day with energy." Suddenly, Sheik rushes up from downstairs. His face barely contains his joy. "Lord Deus!" The villagers are frantically searching for the masked hero, saying they want to make him the village's hero. Hearing this, I smile calmly. Very good. My plan has been completely realized. Sometime later, everyone starts helping to rebuild their homes. Sheik is no exception, taking on all kinds of dirty and tiring work by himself. I just quietly watch the scene, thinking to myself that he's really quite naive. But it doesn't matter. Being naive is actually better. Now that I've found my hero, let's start from this village. Although it's small and inconspicuous. Let's go, Ajax. Ajax looks confused. "Where are you going?" "Of course, to sell the dragon hide. Isn't that very expensive?" "Don't forget my goal is the top 2%. Ajax replies calmly. "The people from Heroes Hall took all of that dragon." At these words, a nameless fire surges through me. "Then let's go to Heroes Hall. I'll crush that place. They dare touch my things? They have a death wish." At these words, Ajax panics and quickly stops me in my rage. "Wait, master. If you destroy Heroes Hall, Sheik might not be able to register as a hero. It will derail your plan." Hearing this, I realize he has a point. Then what about my money? No way, I can't let myself suffer a loss. Then let the neighboring kingdom compensate my loss. Come on, let's set out immediately. Hearing this, Ajax is somewhat speechless, but his body is quite honest as he takes me away. On the way, Ajax starts up again with his thoughts, wanting me to return to the demon realm or quickly have a child. Just hearing him talk about this gives me a headache. I've said it countless times. I won't take either option. If you keep nagging, I'll twist your head off, then go destroy the demon realm. Hearing this, Ajax can only shut up, so we continue traveling for a while. I still can't hold back my curiosity and ask Ajax about that princess last time. Ajax looks confused. "What are you talking about? Humans and demons aren't the same species. Can they still get pregnant? Of course they can. Demons and humans have completely different reproductive mechanisms. For a normal male, it's generally no problem." Seeing Ajax about to ramble on endlessly, I quickly interrupt and tell him to get to the point. Ajax, helpless, can only shorten his words. "My lord, your direct fertilization probability is 99.999%. Deep kissing is 50%. Simple kissing is 25% probability." Hearing this, I'm stunned. Kissing can make someone pregnant? Yes, sometimes even holding hands can. What the hell? Isn't my body too ridiculous? The goals are really clear. Killing people and making babies. Suddenly, a cry for help comes from the distance. It seems like a group of bandits is attacking a young woman. Wait, judging by her figure, she might be a young married woman. Ajax asks if we should go help. I just glance over indifferently and immediately sense something. There's definitely something wrong. She suddenly runs over asking us to help. Setting aside the fact that this is an endless plain, how did they appear out of nowhere? And when they approach from there, neither you nor I noticed them, right? Wait, you didn't set this up, did you? Using that woman as a ploy to get me to have a child? Ajax quickly denies it. I'm the demon realm's greatest strategist. I cannot accept this absurd accusation. While speaking, the woman has already successfully reached the carriage. With a pitiful look, she says, "Hero, bandits are chasing me. Please help me." I reply calmly, "I'm not the hero. I'm the hero's companion." The woman is stunned for a moment, then immediately corrects herself. Hero's companion, please, I beg you to help me. I refuse. We're a high-level team. Dealing with bandits is too beneath us. These words make the woman curse under her breath, and quite coincidentally, I hear it. Just as I'm about to call her out, the woman changes back to her pitiful appearance. Before I can say anything more, a sharp axe suddenly embeds itself in my carriage. Immediately after, the bandits' mocking voices echo out, along with their disgusting faces. Hey, you dare to harm my beloved horse? Burn to ashes. The moment the words leave my mouth, a ball of purple flames instantly engulfs the bandit. Everyone is so terrified by the scene that they don't even dare to breathe. Come on, who's next? Want to try my flames? At these words, the bandits lose all their earlier arrogance and flee like madmen, screaming that they want to go home to their mothers. This leaves an embarrassed woman standing there, not knowing what to do. Problem solved. You can leave now. Hearing this, the woman panics. Wait, my lord. Our temple has also been occupied by bandits, all the saints have become slaves, and even our sacred relics have been stolen. Please, you must drive those bandits out. Seriously, didn't I say I don't do these low-level quests? Let's go, Ajax. Hearing that I'm about to leave, the woman panics even more and quickly speaks up. The occupied temple is the temple of Ritsukin, the true gold dragon, the dragon of dragons, the god of dragons. If you help me drive out the bandits, I'll give you the true gold dragon's helmet. This catches my attention. All right then, let's go. Sometime later, I'm standing on Ajax's back, traveling along the stairs leading to the temple. Along the way, I become more and more certain that something is definitely off about this woman. Such a steep cliff, yet this woman bounces along for 30 minutes without making a sound or breaking a sweat. But it doesn't matter. As long as she dares to play tricks, I'll just rip off her scalp and wear it as a hat. Another 10 minutes pass and we finally reach the mountain summit. That was actually a bit tiring. Now let's see what tricks you're playing. The moment we enter the temple, the doors behind us suddenly slam shut. Then a graceful figure suddenly appears. You've worked hard on this journey. Now come and bow before me. The form standing before you, the god of dragons, the law of dragons, not only the one who governs them but also a mother-like existence, the one and only gold dragon in this world, Ritsukin, the true gold dragon. At these words, it's now Ajax's turn to panic. However, this still isn't enough to intimidate me. God of dragons, law of dragons, that is pretty impressive. If you're afraid, then beg me for mercy. I'm very generous. You just need to help me with one small thing. Hearing this, I let out a contemptuous laugh. No, what are you talking about? I was just thinking of an equally impressive title for myself. From now on, I'll be called the world's strongest ruler of Earth from behind the scenes, top 2%, dark messenger, pitch black shadow. This mockery makes the already angry Ritsukin even more furious, her blood boiling. Stop spouting nonsense. Hurry up and apologize. Don't you have something you need to apologize to me for? I'm a bit confused. I don't think I've done anything that would involve you. What do you mean you haven't? Didn't you kill a dragon yesterday? I'm the mother of all dragons. You killed my child. Hearing this, it comes back to me. Oh, because of that? But didn't you cause this? The moment the words leave my mouth, Ritsukin swiftly closes in on me. What do you mean because of that? Do you have a death wish, boy? This is the Topaz realm. Even if you're demiurges, you're no match for me here. Hearing this, Ajax panics. My lord, this is the true gold dragon's domain. We've entered someone else's lair. Fighting here is very dangerous. Oh my, I didn't expect your little sidekick to be so sensible. Hurry up and kneel 666. Since you already know who I am and still dare to treat me like this, then bring it on. I'll tear the skin off your face. You've got some nerve, boy. Before she can finish scolding me, I press a single finger against her. Before that, apologize for deceiving me first. Ritsukin looks completely baffled. What? What nonsense are you talking about? To this, I can only slowly explain. I came to the human world just to quietly be a hero's companion, but your child suddenly charged into the village, breathing fire and burning down all the buildings. It almost injured me. That was self-defense, okay? And when your child was causing trouble, you were nowhere to be seen, yet you deliberately appeared before us when we were riding the carriage. Whether it was bandits or a saint, you were the one who came to us for help. But now you say you're the true gold dragon? Apologize to me. Are dragons such unreasonable existences? After this tirade, Ritsukin is left speechless. It does seem to be the case. As the god of dragons, have you ever apologized to the people of Jaluk's village? See? Problem children come from problem parents. After dozens of minutes of lecturing, Ritsukin wipes the blood flowing from her ears, having deeply realized that she was in the wrong. Seeing that she understands, Ajax and I prepare to leave, but Ritsukin stops us. Since you're already here, could you at least hear my request? I glance coolly at the flustered Ritsukin. Then I say in a low voice, then apologize first. The tables have truly turned. Seeing her hesitate, I immediately make a gesture to leave. Left with no choice, Ritsukin reluctantly says those 3 words. I'm sorry. Very good. That's more like it. Though I'm not entirely satisfied, if you insist on apologizing, I suppose I can accept it. Ritsukin feels like she's been played, but can't quite put her finger on it. Alright, what do you need? Ritsukin thinks for a moment and decides business is more important, so she gets to the point. Simply put, it's dragon hunting. What? Did I hear that right? You, as the god of dragons, are asking the Demon King to hunt your own dragons? Do you think I'm an idiot? This is obviously a trap. I'm really going to rip your head off now. Ritsukin hastily denies it, insisting that's not what she means. It's only when Ajax Ajax speaks up that I stop. What you mean is, we should be hunting those dragons parasitized by purple fungus, right? Yes, we have some internal problems right now. There's a group that refuses to sign a peace treaty with humans. They're called the Hardline Faction. Yesterday's dragon was also one of the Hardline Faction's victims. Some dragons lost their loved ones or descendants because of humans, hunted by humans to be used as weapon materials. These suffering dragons gathered together and formed the Hardline Faction. Those guys are blinded by rage. They're using a strange and powerful magic. They infect innocent children to attack villages, all to reignite the war between dragons and humans. That's why I'm asking you to help capture them first. The children can't suffer anymore. Hearing this, I more or less understand. So in other words, the Hardline Faction is driving neutral children insane to make them attack humans. I just need to capture them, right? So what's my reward? Ritsukin looks a bit nervous. What do you want? I hold up 5 fingers, 5 dragon scales. For each one I capture, you personally pluck 5 scales, plus equipment forged with dragon breath. Weapons and armor worth 1,000 gold coins. How about it? With that, I conjure up a contract. Come on, if you agree, say your name loud and clear. Ritsukin smiles helplessly, but with no better option at the moment, she's forced to call out the name Ritsukin, the true gold dragon. Seeing this, I smile calmly. Very good. Contract complete. Since the contract has been signed, it's time to leave. As we're leaving, Ritsukin calls out to me once more. Demon King, you must capture them alive. Sometime later, we return to the inn. I propose a grand plan. That is, I'm going to open a weapon shop and become an arms dealer. As long as we catch dragons, the true gold dragon will give us countless weapons. Add exclusive dragon scales to that, and it's completely killing 2 birds with 1 stone, isn't it? Besides, the weapon business is just a funding source for the real plan. Possessing all the weapons in the world, ruling everything from the shadows. That's my true goal. At these words, Ajax has a sudden realization. I see. As expected of Lord Deus. I'm incompetent for not understanding the grand meaning behind it all. I'll go find a suitable shop for you right away, my lord. In the blink of an eye, Ajax disappears. All I can do is lie on the bed and sleep out of boredom. Now I found a stable income source and saved that foolish hero. That's about it. I can just kick back and relax while waiting to get rich. But what's with this inexplicable feeling of emptiness? Suddenly, a strange voice appears in my mind. Take away everyone's lives. Destroy the world. Burn every living creature to ashes. Judge the fleeing humans. Tear their limbs apart. Twist their organs. Turn the existing human world into hell. If you do this, the shackles of life and death that repeat every 100 years can finally end. When the voice ends, my expression turns cold. I don't understand what this means, nor do I want to. Enough, shut up. Let me sleep for a bit. Time quickly comes to the afternoon. Ajax successfully finds a suitable place to open the weapon shop. Though it looks a bit run down, overall it's quite decent. Next, we visit a small noodle shop that Sheik opened himself, called Hero's Noodle Shop. I didn't expect you to have so many talents. You can repair houses and do handicrafts, and I didn't know you could even make noodles. Quick, 2 bowls for me to try. Sheik doesn't hesitate and immediately starts preparing the ingredients. Soon, a steaming bowl of hero ramen is served. I glance at it casually. The presentation is indeed good. Wonder how it tastes. Without further ado, I pick up the savory noodles and bring them to my mouth. It's surprisingly quite delicious. Hearing me say this, Ajax also picks up some to try. He doesn't know until he tastes it, and what a surprise. In his over 60,000 years of life, this is the first time he's eaten such delicious noodles. Sheik, you should stop being a hero. You're good at this. Hearing this, Sheik scratches his head somewhat embarrassedly. However, even with noodles this delicious, there will always be people looking to pick fights, using the most basic excuses. Originally, this has nothing to do with me, but getting my clothes dirty makes it my business. Hey, there's been a fly buzzing around since earlier. Hearing me insult him like this, the man's rage instantly ignites, and he threatens to kill me. How ridiculous. As I speak, I open my palm. The 2 men are puzzled about what I'm doing, thinking I'm reaching out to beg for mercy. But the next second, I clench that open palm tightly. In just an instant, the man is twisted into a ball like a pretzel. The other person flees in panic at this scene, but I don't intend to let him go. Another spatial compression, and I completely erase both of them from this world. After doing all this, I continue eating my noodles calmly, not caring at all about the stares from others nearby. Just then, a piece of paper suddenly falls from the sky. It turns out to be a message from Ritsukin, saying there's a dragon appearing in Leia City. Perfect, Sheik, close the shop. Our first job is here. Without delay, we quickly head to Leia City by carriage. Soon after, a massive ice dragon suddenly appears in our view. It seems this is the target Ritsukin mentioned. As expected, its face is already parasitized by purple fungus. At this moment, Sheik finally sees the fallen city and worries about the residents inside. I casually point to the side. Don't worry, they're all gathered over there. Following the direction of my finger, Sheik indeed sees a group of people gathered on a nearby mountain. The stage is set, the audience is almost all gathered. Let the performance begin. Sheik looks confused. Before he can think too much about it, Ajax drives the carriage right through the protective barrier. This leaves a deep impression on the city lord and knights huddled together inside for protection. And the residents outside the shield feel the same way, because in their eyes, this so-called hero is just a pervert wearing underwear. On the other side, passing through the crowd, Sheik finally can't hold in his shame. He's about to explode, but he quickly calms down, because the corpses before his eyes remind him that this is no drill. One wrong move and he'll lose his life. Seeing that the distance is about right, I tell them to operate the same way as last time. Oh, and especially you, Ajax. Don't be careless like last time and make me step in again. Ajax assures me he won't, then immediately tears through space, preparing preparing to depart. Before leaving, I remind him once more. Ajax, don't kill it. Capture it alive. Ajax smiles calmly. Yes, master. I'll only kill half of it. With that, he turns and leaves, leaving a bewildered Sheik standing there, not knowing what to do. I tell Sheik to stop the carriage, then find some random spot to wait for Ajax. Just don't disturb my sleep. Sheik can only feel helpless. Of course, I can't let the hero I finally found go to his death, so I toss him a shield. I also cover it with a layer of defensive magic. This is a protective shield, just in case. It should block one dragon breath attack. With that, I close my eyes and fall into a deep sleep. With the shield's boost, Sheik's morale surges. He strides forward and charges down. Finally, he successfully finds a conspicuous spot. All he needs to do is wait there for Ajax's signal. But when Sheik reaches the highest point, faint cries for help come from nearby. The voice comes from an ice sculpture of people tightly embracing each other. On the other side, the battle between Ajax and the ice dragon is nearing its end. Even though Ajax is using all his strength, he still can't completely guarantee removing the fungus without harming the ice dragon. And if the fungus isn't removed, as long as the host survives, it can grow infinitely. It's practically a zombie dragon. For this, Ajax thinks of a method, severing its limbs to restrict its movement. With that, Ajax summons hundreds of hands. Then he condenses them together to form one giant demon hand. Next, he clenches his fist and gathers power. One punch strikes out. The fungus is shattered to pieces but not eliminated. Seeing this, Ajax controls the demon hand to grab the ice dragon's neck, intending to continue the assault. But the creature unleashes a direct dragon breath attack. The explosive energy instantly engulfs Ajax. Fortunately, Ajax defends in time, using 100 demon hands to block the strike. After blocking the attack, Ajax immediately condenses 2 more demon hands. He controls them to firmly grasp the ice dragon's wings. Then with a forceful pull, both wings are torn apart like paper. The ice dragon lets out a blood-curdling scream. This isn't over yet. Taking advantage of the ice dragon's pain, Ajax immediately delivers an over-the-shoulder throw. Then he unleashes several more punches. Great demon handstorm fist. On the outskirts, the residents watching this scene are filled with amazement. Watching up close, Sheik is equally amazed, but he quickly snaps back to reality. Now isn't the time to watch the show. The urgent task is to quickly save those people. With that, Sheik hurries toward the ice sculptures. Up close, he sees the man has already frozen to death, protecting the woman. The woman is tightly holding a swaddled baby in her arms. Even in this state, she's begging Sheik to save the child first. Sheik is deeply moved by the scene, tears flowing unconsciously. To rescue the child, he must shatter the man. Suddenly, the crystal on the ice dragon's head flashes with dazzling light. The residents on the outskirts immediately recognize this as the attack that destroyed the entire castle. They urgently shout at Sheik hero, "Get out of the way!" Unfortunately, it's a step too late. The moment Sheik notices the attack, it's already right in front of him. With a bang, Sheik is blasted several meters away. The shield that I had imbued with defensive magic ultimately couldn't withstand it and shatters into countless pieces. Ajax, being so close to the attack, loses his handsome appearance entirely and reveals his true form. He's more furious than ever before. Sometime later, Sheik suddenly wakes up. Looking up, he sees the child is still alive, but the mother has been shattered in half by the recent attack. Without time to hesitate, Sheik immediately gets up, preparing to take the child away. But why can't he move? Looking back, he's shocked to find that both his legs and his left arm have disappeared. Suddenly, the ice dragon's crystal flashes with light again. Sheik helplessly pounds the ground with his remaining fist. I'm a remnant, that's true, but I'm also a hero, aren't I? At least I have to save that child. Even if my body is broken, so what? Unfortunately, the ice dragon won't stop its attack because of Sheik's monologue. In the blink of an eye, that world-destroying energy engulfs the entire city. It also engulfs Sheik, who's desperately trying to protect the weak. At this moment, Sheik has already closed his eyes, quietly waiting for death. But the imagined pain doesn't come. Instead, a huge fur coat appears on him. Looking up, he sees me standing right in front of him, blocking the attack with what seems like a slender, but actually broad frame. I really can't understand. They're so weak, so how did these people defeat me? The demon race actually lost to these guys. 66,500 years, I really don't understand. Sheik laughs awkwardly. Lord Deus, I'm really sorry I couldn't find a good position. Next time I'll definitely... Before he can finish, Sheik completely passes out. The next morning, Sheik, wrapped in bandages, suddenly bolts up from bed. Looking around, he realizes he seems to have returned. Just as he feels confused and instinctively scratches his head with his left hand, he actually sees his shattered left arm, and both legs have been stitched back together by some technique, completely unaffected. In his panic, he seems to hear my voice and hurries toward it. He sees Ajax and me counting the equipment Ritsukin sent over, busy and content. Seeing his bewildered face, panicked but not knowing where to begin, I simply smile faintly. The dragon's been dealt with. Don't ask too many questions. Once you've slept enough, hurry down and move the weapons. We're opening the shop. At these words, Sheik suddenly feels like everything seems reasonable. After all, these words are coming from this man. After that, Ritsukin's commissions continue non-stop, and after we defeat dragons, they're automatically retrieved. By the next day, weapons are automatically delivered to our doorstep. It's all about efficiency. Then we repeatedly hunt dragons. In total, there have been dozens. The equipment keeps piling up. Sheik's fame grows larger and larger, earning titles like Dragon Hunter, Underwear Hunter, and so on. It's time to implement the next phase of the plan. That is, the grand opening of Demon King's Armory number 1. The shop is beautifully decorated, displaying various rare weapons, exuding grandeur and power. Well done. I'll leave the shop operations to you two from now on. Hearing this, both their expressions change drastically, their dissatisfaction written all over their faces. But they don't dare say much. After all, I'm the master. Oh right, Ajax, go bring that thing over. Ajax receives the order and immediately heads off alone. A few minutes later, a shield emanating an evil aura appears before us. This shield is named Dusra. It's made by combining dragon scales from 3 elements, blue, blackstone, and chaos. Forged in the underground's strongest smithy and secret chamber, it can withstand 3 to 4 attacks from the Demon King. After the introduction, I toss the shield to Sheik. The moment Sheik touches it, his consciousness is suddenly pulled into a void. Then a giant pupil appears before him. My name is Dusra. Until the moment your life's flame is extinguished, I will regard you as my master. Sheik is somewhat confused. Before he can ask questions, a jolt of electricity snaps Sheik out of the illusion. What happened? Where's Dusra? Why did it disappear? I ignore his ignorance and casually release an ordinary magic spell. Sheik raises the shield to defend, but is still sent flying. Sheik isn't harmed. This weapon is indeed impressive, although I've already reduced my power to 1%. I didn't expect it to block my death domain so easily. Remnant, that shield is yours. At these words, Sheik feels like his ears must be broken. I glance at him coolly. Seriously, what's with that expression? Your body is weak, so you need to equip yourself fully as soon as possible. Let's start with the shield. Hearing this, Sheik can't hold it in anymore. Tears flow uncontrollably. In my entire life, this is the first time I've received something so precious. Thank you so much. I sigh helplessly. Idiot. I haven't caused you any pain, so why are you crying? A few days later, during another dragon hunt, I voice my doubts. Tell me, why doesn't Ritsukin handle this herself instead of commissioning us? Though it benefits us. Isn't she the dragon god? Ajax thinks for a moment and replies, perhaps Lady Ritsukin cannot act personally because a human law still exists in this world. Ajax continues to explain. Though I don't know the specific reason, I think it's probably because of the Dimensional Library's records. When gods are judged, official records serve as the most important evidence. Personal memories and testimonies can be forged through illusions or magic. The only thing with credibility is the Dimensional Library. I see. So Ritsukin doesn't want to be recorded by the Dimensional Library. As we chat, we finally return to the carriage. At this point, Sheik has already succumbed to drowsiness and fallen asleep. We don't disturb him, placing him in the carriage as we continue on. Come to think of it, if the remnant were D rank, he'd probably become an excellent hero. And he's quite responsible too. Ajax quickly interrupts. You shouldn't say such inauspicious things. After all, in 20 years, you and Sheik will cross swords? Why? I don't understand what you're saying. Ajax explodes in anger. Because you're the Demon King. This is ridiculous. Hearing this, I laugh awkwardly. Well, if that's the case, wouldn't Sheik become the final hero? That won't happen. Because it's not the 0 generation, so it's impossible. The final hero is generally born in the 5th generation. This is the law of the world. Humans generally have children at age 20. When those children grow to 20, they have kids. And those children have more. This way, the year the 5th generation child turns 20 is exactly 100 years. The year the Demon King descends. In the 100-year cycle, the 4th generation that truly confronts us will declare the beginning of the next 0 generation. And in the 0 generation, one will be born as the final hero. So someone from the 4th generation like Sheik can't become the final hero. Perhaps his child could. After hearing Ajax's words, I can't help but laugh. Every 100 years when the Demon King invades, humans just happen to birth the final hero. This is the law of the world. What remarkable bad taste this game has. Heh, my lord, tell me now, why did you abandon us and give up being the Demon King? Wait, I think I've mentioned this before. The reason I don't want to be Demon King is, before finishing, an airship suddenly crashes from the sky. Judging by the insignia, it seems to belong to some royal family. Ajax explains. That's the crest of the Holostoltia family. Pure bloodline. An ordinary family wouldn't catch my attention, but if it's pure bloodline, that's different. Ajax, let's go check it out together. Meanwhile, on the other side, after the airship crashes, a group of knights is struggling to drag out the cargo they're transporting. No one knows what's inside. They only know that a wyvern, upon seeing the cargo, went berserk and kept attacking the caravan. But the caravan isn't to be trifled with either. This escort mission is being personally executed by the 4th generation hero of Holostoltia, Boreas, so they easily killed the attacking wyvern. After the battle ends, Boreas casually tosses his bloodied sword to his subordinate, thinking he can relax for a bit. But suddenly, a voice comes from behind. Is this your cargo? Turning around, he sees Ajax and me already standing on the cargo. Opening the sack, it turns out to be a dragon. The eyes look normal, not invaded by fungus. Seems like just a regular dragon. I see. So that's why the young dragon went berserk attacking the caravan. It was trying to save its mother. Hey, aren't you supposed to be neutral with dragons? And you're a hero family too. Feels like there's something shady going on here. Seeing that his secret is exposed, Boreas' expression changes drastically. Grabbing his sword, he leaps into the air and unleashes his family's ultimate technique, Camellia Branch Sweep. The sweeping strike falls, and the ground is cut into pieces. But we teleport away the moment the attack lands, so we're completely unharmed. You can dodge my attack so easily? Are you from another bloodline family? But it doesn't matter. All witnesses will die here anyway. Hearing this, I smirk wickedly. Just you? That's impossible. The moment Boreas sees this smile. He feels something deep within him resonating, as if something has awakened. In an instant, a golden cross suddenly appears behind him, and it seems all his physical stats have been greatly enhanced. With just one acceleration, he's right in front of us. How interesting. You seem to have changed a bit. Before finishing, Barrios' attack is already at my face, but for me, it's still a piece of cake. I dodged successfully with one jump. Still too slow. If you don't speed up, I'll fall asleep. As the fight heats up, Ajax proposes retreating. This leaves me speechless. We've barely started and you want me to retreat? Don't tell me you're afraid of the hero. Yes, I actually am a bit afraid. He raises his injured arm. Before I can say anything more, Barrios launches another swift attack. Suddenly, a golden cross shoots into the sky, tearing the entire earth into fragments. As the smoke clears, Barrios' longsword is pressed against my head, unable to advance even an inch further. Didn't I tell you? You absolutely cannot hurt me. You can't even cut a single hair. Barrios doesn't believe it and swings his sword again. Even though to others the special effects are incredibly exaggerated, practically world-destroying, for me they always maintain that hairline difference. How boring. Even killing you seems like too much trouble. Whatever, I don't want to play anymore. Let's end this. With that, I use my skill death guillotine, intending to finish him in one move. But to my surprise, Ajax actually intervenes to block the attack. After being hit, Ajax immediately turns and uses a poison attack to knock out Barrios. Explain. Why just knock him out instead of killing him? Ajax explains. I'm sorry, Master. It's not this hero I'm worried about. It's the order of the entire world. Hearing this, I freeze in confusion. If I remember correctly, chaos, destruction, and slaughter are supposed to be your specialty. Yes, those domains are, to some extent, also part of order. If others were to find out that you're alone in this world, Master, the entire world would immediately descend into chaos. If that happens, endless pests will emerge that we'll never be able to deal with. Your plans will be unable to continue. I accept that reasoning. But there's one thing I don't understand. How is this guy supposed to beat me in 20 years? This time, Ajax doesn't respond. He just narrows his eyes with that professional fake smile. What's that supposed to mean? Not saying anything means there's something you can't tell me now, and I can only find out in 20 years. Ajax calmly replies with a single word. Yes. So let's hurry back. The more Ajax says this, the more curious I become. What would happen if I insist on killing him today? Would the god who sets the rules descend? As I say this, my aura suddenly surges. Ajax remains completely calm and delivers his prepared response. If you really do that, Master, your hero companion and your top 2% dream will be gone. Besides that, you'll become enemies with every hero in the world. Forget about giving up being the Demon King. You might become the most serious Demon King in history. As soon as he says this, I start to panic, so I have no choice but to reluctantly give up. Then I prepare to go through the portal back. Ajax says he needs to return underground first to recover. I don't pay much attention and return to the carriage on my own, waiting for Ajax to come back. Suddenly, a familiar figure descends from the sky. That's right, this person is none other than Ritsukin, the true gold dragon, known as the god of dragons. I'm not very surprised. I know perfectly well that Ritsukin has been following me. So, are you going to accuse them? I can be a witness. At this, Ritsukin almost bursts out laughing. You're the Demon King. Who would believe anything you say? Alright, jokes aside, it's time to talk business. Can you avenge me? No way. Those are your children. Why don't you go yourself? Ritsukin replies. Because I can't. Dragons who leave the dragon realm and enter the human world, no matter how many are hunted by humans, cannot hold them accountable. Just like the 100-year war you caused. This is the law of the world. This leaves me confused. Laws again. Who exactly established these things? The enforcer. As Ritsukin speaks, a mysterious pressure appears out of nowhere. It actually makes even me bleed. What the hell is this oppressive force? Ritsukin slowly speaks. This is the rule. It's also the code by which you and I exist in this world. This humiliating position really makes me furious. With that, I suddenly mobilize all my strength and completely disperse this mysterious pressure. Is that all? These so-called rules. This move shocks even Ritsukin. Although you look pretty stupid, the Demon King is truly the Demon King. But speaking of which, why do you want to give up being the Demon King? Hearing this, I'm somewhat puzzled. Why is it this question again? Actually, it's not some amazing reason. The reason I'm giving up being the Demon King is, before I can finish, Ajax emerges from the portal, interrupting our conversation. Master, I've recovered. Let's go. Ritsukin is speechless. Oh, come on. Why do you have to show up at this exact moment? Seeing Ajax has returned, I tell him to hurry back home. As for me, I'm going to take a short nap. The reasons can wait for another time. Oh right, I want triple payment for the task we just discussed. After saying this, I lie down on my side, giving Ritsukin no chance to think it over. Ritsukin is completely speechless, but to solve the problem, ultimately agrees. A few days later, to investigate the dragon incident, the three of us arrive at the Holostoltia family. What a contrast. Looking at such luxurious architecture, I can't help but marvel at how the same hero families can have such huge differences. But whatever, we're here on a mission today. With that, I'm about to swagger right in. Ajax quickly reminds me that we should at least disguise ourselves. I think about it and realize that does make sense. So the next second, I forcibly strip Ajax of his clothes and put them on myself. Ajax changes into my clothes. I give him twin ponytails. After finishing the disguise, let's go. A few minutes later, we appear in an incredibly luxurious room. The scent of money fills the air everywhere. Hanging on the wall is the 52nd generation's final hero, Holostolcha VII. Looks pretty impressive, just not sure how strong he actually was. As we're talking, a man pushes open the reception room door and walks in. This person is the current patriarch of the Holostolcha family named Sothis. He's a D-rank hero, though he's already retired. As soon as Sothis enters, Sheik hurries to greet him. Ajax and I remain completely unmoved, not even wanting to budge. "What brings you to the Holostolcha family?" I reply calmly. "Nothing much. Just heard some strange rumors, so we came to confirm." Sothis sees I'm not here with good intentions. His expression immediately turns cold. "So what matter is it? I heard you're collecting high-grade materials. We're looking for some things. Hearing we're customers." Sothis relaxes. "It seems you're big clients. However, our family only deals in premium materials such as obsidian fang, void essence, and so on." I know full well he's trying to intimidate us, but he's still too naive. Then I pull out a money pouch. Inside is none other than blood glow lava stone, which only appears in the demon realm. Exchange these for dragon-related materials. Keep the extra as a tip. Sothis breaks out in a cold sweat at this sight. "Don't you know? Dragons and humans are currently under a peace treaty. Trading their materials is basically illegal." Seeing he's still trying to play dumb and brush this off, I turn to Ajax. "Ajax, let's go back. Looks like we're at the wrong place. Where exactly are those families illegally trafficking dragons?" The crest clearly looks like Holostolchia's. At these words, Sothis's expression changes drastically. His earlier attitude is completely gone. "How are you talking as if you've actually seen something?" I smile calmly. "Because we're newcomers. We're pretty anxious, so we've been wandering around and hearing all sorts of things. Of course, we've also accidentally seen things we shouldn't have," Sothis says with a grim face. "That won't do. You should be careful, although I don't know where you heard these rumors. A prestigious family like ours would never touch such illegal materials. If I find out who's spreading these rumors, I'll make sure they pay the price." After saying this, he turns and walks away, leaving us who have already seen through the truth. How ridiculous. This is a blatant threat. After probing, we've basically figured out this hypocrite's true nature. In short, the bloodline families are working together now, secretly hunting dragons to monopolize high-grade materials, right? Hearing this, Ajax replies, "Yes. For heroes, the most important thing is equipment. They monopolize the materials for making equipment, thus controlling the entire hero circle. While many families face rise and fall, their secret to maintaining prosperity for tens of thousands of years is this." At this, Sheik gains a new perspective on hero noble families. Lord Sothis was once the person I respected most. Now it seems he's truly corrupt. Yes, humans are truly corrupt, but they've managed to defeat the Demon King 665 times. How strange. As I speak, my eyes glance sideways at Ajax. Ajax breaks out in a cold sweat under my gaze, wanting to say something but not daring to speak. I don't ask further and wrap my arm around Sheik beside me. "Sheik, you need to be careful from now on. That guy just said he's sending people to catch the masked hero." At this mention, Sheik immediately panics. "Anyone Sothis sends will definitely be D-rank experts. I definitely can't beat them." "What should I do, Lord Deus?" I think for a moment. Honestly, even if all these people came at me together, they couldn't beat me, but I don't want to waste the effort. So let's lay low for a while. We still have lots of weapons to sell in the shop anyway. That said, there's one thing we need to handle tonight. The two of them look puzzled at this. That's to bring down the thoroughly corrupt noble house, the Holostolcha family, and the dragon hunting monopoly. Then demand triple payment from Ritsuken. At dusk, I walk openly with Sheik on Holostolcha family grounds. I have only one purpose, to find the flying dragons they're holding captive. And since flying dragons are massive, the only place they could hide is in this seemingly calm lake that actually conceals secrets. Before going underwater, Ajax casts an air spell on our heads, with plenty of oxygen inside. Then we leap into the water. Sheik's face is full of disbelief. After 3 seconds of mental struggle, Sheik also jumps into the water. A deep sense of fear wells up. Sheik holds his breath. Finally unable to hold it any longer, he takes a breath and discovers the bubble has oxygen. Before he can be too amazed, the scene appearing before him in this magical bubble completely shatters his worldview. Several sealed giant dragons suddenly appear before them. These dragons' eyes are filled with rage, continuously roaring from their mouths. Sheik is so frightened he doesn't dare breathe. Ajax flips through the documents in his hand. They detail the methods the nobles use to process dragon scales. Simply put, they pull out fresh dragon scales, then apply healing charms to let the scales regenerate. Once regenerated, they pull them out again, over and over. I can't help but remark, what a filthy dragon scale operation. Ajax speaks calmly. According to the documents, the dragon that's been here the longest has had its scales harvested in this state for 230 years. At this, Sheik's view of those nobles changes even more. Then Ajax extends his claws and violently pulls off a scale from the dragon in front of them, intending to use it as evidence for Ritsuken. After pulling it out, the task is complete. Ajax tells everyone they can go home, but I ignore Ajax and gaze coldly at the dragon before me. An inexplicable irritation wells up. This is really unpleasant to look at. With that, I kick out. Terrifying power instantly tears through the lake water and shatters the chains. Ajax and Sheik are stunned by this move. Before they can react, the chains on all the surrounding dragons shatter in response. The liberated dragons soar into the sky, roaring furiously at the Holostolcha family. Before the people below can sound the alarm, dragon breath is already upon them. That night, the Holostolcha family suffers the greatest disaster in its history, and we 3 culprits simply watch this scene calmly. Sothis and his sons spot us. They immediately have their reason for the riot. Wielding their swords, they unleash their family's ultimate technique, Camellia Rock Pillar Smash. The momentum is indeed impressive. Unfortunately, before the attack even reaches, the ancient dragon with the deepest resentment already bites down. The two are instantly killed on the spot. I raise my hand and say slowly to Ajax, "I didn't touch anything this time." Ajax nods calmly. After finishing everything, we slowly walk back through this courtyard that was just magnificent and is now ruins. Early the next morning, Sheik is awakened by the bright sun and remembers the shop is opening today. He hurries to the main entrance to open the door. When he pushes open the door, it's already packed with people outside. Everyone is bustling and arguing not to cut in line, not noticing the door has opened. When everyone sees the door has opened, all the noise stops. They all swarm in. Each begins selecting their desired weapons. Business in the shop is truly booming. Seeing more and more people, the handsome Ajax also joins in introducing products. Meanwhile, I quietly watch this scene. Making money feels just so, really boring. Then I shout loudly to Sheik, "Remnant, I'm going to rest now. You run the business well." Sheik responds and continues working. After saying this, I lie exhausted on the bed, thinking to myself that when it comes to life, lying flat is still the best. Thinking about this, my consciousness gradually becomes fuzzy. In my daze, I seem to hear someone calling my name. Subconsciously, I seem to even respond to mother. When I open my eyes, Ritsukin suddenly appears before me. Ritsukin slowly speaks. "Why are you always sleeping? You really have it easy." I don't answer the question. "You were hiding and watching everything at the Holostoltia house yesterday, weren't you? The evidence documents are on the table. Take them." I watch from beginning to end. This clearly violates the peace treaty. "So, are you going to war with humans?" Ritsukin ponders for a moment at this. Haha, who knows? Seeing no answer, I don't want to pry. I roll over to sleep again. Nothing to do with me, as long as I get paid. Suddenly, my eyes turn cold. By the way, is it called a peace treaty? How absurd. The hardline faction is furious after learning the truth, but because their god, which is you, hasn't stepped forward, they've decided to handle it themselves. Is that right? Ritsukin replies calmly. "No, the hardline faction is spreading spores to attack humans. I think they're right. But this isn't the dragon way. We have our own honor. We'd rather fight to the last soldier, but they're using something as underhanded as spores. This feels contradictory. There's definitely something wrong with these spores. Something that dark and sinister, like a curse, is unlikely to be made by dragons. Someone is exploiting the children's rage." At this, my dissatisfaction grows. Seriously, you know there's a problem and you're still standing by. Just call them all over and beat them up. Why make it so complicated? Ritsukin remains silent at this, acting like it's none of her business. This makes me more and more speechless. I should have stayed in my egg. Whatever. I don't want to know too much. Seriously, can't everyone just get along? Why make things so tense? Ritsukin smiles faintly at this. To hear talk of getting along from the Demon King's mouth. You really are a defective product. This smile makes my face flush. Some inexplicable emotion wells up. I quickly turn around and make a friendly gesture for Ritsukin to get out. "I really don't know what you're afraid of. If dragons attack together, they could easily crush humanity." Hearing this, Ritsukin replies seriously, "No, we can't win." I laugh disdainfully. "What's the reason? Is it because of their so-called bloodline? You say that because you haven't seen them on that day. Their current individuals are indeed nothing special, because it's still 20 years until their awakening. But when that day comes, everything will change. Heroes bearing the cross on their backs will stand back up even after falling. Perhaps at first you can laugh while crushing them, but constant repetition only makes them stronger. When one falls, the sacred cross transfers to the next hero to fight again. It's like moths to a flame, knowing they can't win but still charging forward. Fighting them to the end like this, fear begins to grow in your heart, fear of their courage. The ultimate individual who upholds that belief is the final hero, your destined enemy in 20 years. When that day comes, you won't be facing humans, but the courage that's let them win for 66,580 years." I wave dismissively. "All right, get out. I'm going to sleep." Ritsukin smiles calmly. Before leaving, she asks me to help find the culprit spreading the spores. I'm getting impatient and complain. This is high-level intelligence within the hardline faction. Even if I wanted to find them, I have no clues. Ritsukin speaks calmly. "Perhaps you could ask Ajax." After saying this, she turns and walks away. Just when I think I can finally get a peaceful sleep, Ajax bursts through the door shouting that something terrible has happened. This is really getting ridiculous. Just as I'm about to curse him out, Ajax holds up a small bottle in his hand. Inside is none other than those disgusting spores. Ajax explains, "This is called an infernal puppet mushroom. It's the mother organism of those spores, but its effect has been amplified 1,000 times. And as far as I know, this type of mushroom only grows in the demon realm, and only one person can control it. That's one of our 7 dukes, the embodiment of poison and pestilence, the plague lord, Duke Darash. What do you say, young master? Should we conceal this? How can we conceal this? Those dragons are already in chaos because of this. So the culprit was us demons from the very beginning. Where's Darash now?" Ajax replies nervously. "Young master, I've searched the entire demon realm and can't find him. His whereabouts are currently unknown." At this, my head is about to explode with anger. Now there's a traitor. I just want to live a peaceful life. Why is it so difficult? Hearing me say this, Ajax also finds it incredible. Logically speaking, only the master can command the 7 dukes. Thinking of this, Ajax's mind suddenly flashes with insight. He has a very bold idea. Could it be the master orchestrating all of this behind the scenes? Thinking this, Ajax glances at me calmly. "Yes. How did I not think of it? Now that you mention it, Disrupting the dragon hunting monopoly incident yesterday has shaken the hero system that's been stable for so long, and giving the list to Ritsukin created an opportunity to break the peace treaty, since the evidence has already been given to them. If they continue to maintain the peace treaty, the hardline faction definitely won't stay silent. This way, the natural concept of demons versus humans plus dragons will collapse. This will transform into the first time in history, humans versus dragons versus demons. A three-way conflict is about to unfold. What an overwhelming scheme. Thinking this, Ajax's legs go weak and he falls to the ground. I watch this scene completely confused, having no idea what's happening. Master, I, Ajax, have been short-sighted. Only now do I see your grand and magnificent vision. A foolish subordinate like me. No wonder you kept it secret even from me. This makes me even more confused. Although I don't know what's happening, I should just go along with it. Very good, you short-sighted fool. Fortunately, you've realized it now, or I'd have died holding it in. Now I command you in the name of atonement to immediately go handle this matter. Receiving the order, Ajax turns to leave, but I stop him. Ajax, do gods really exist? It's been quite a while since I stopped being the Demon King, yet they haven't reacted much. Ajax speaks calmly. Don't doubt it, gods definitely exist, because I've seen them. Hearing this, I'm somewhat stunned. I immediately ask, how? What do they look like? Ajax thinks for a moment. To be honest, I'm not sure either. At the time, I only saw from afar. Damn, you don't even know, and you said it so righteously. Get out, I want to sleep. Being told off like this, Ajax can only leave sheepishly. Lying in bed, I no longer feel sleepy, so I organize the current intelligence. First, most likely the hardline faction. Those guys went to team up with Darash to wage war against humans, and Ritsukin wants to stop them so we can say we're on Ritsukin's side. But in this situation, Ritsukin will think Darash is using the hardline faction. Then the target will become us. Second, conversely, humans obtain Darash's spores somehow to create a reason to hunt dragons, then use the spores to attack themselves. This way, the dragon race will 100% become victims. Those angry hardline faction members will break the peace treaty. Finally, third, all of this is Ritsukin's conspiracy. Ajax once said that Ritsukin must be hiding her identity to avoid the administrator, staying on the surface in human form, even being extremely careful when using magic. In other words, Ritsukin doesn't exist anywhere right now. As long as Ritsukin doesn't show up to explain, the situation becomes the Demon King and a Demon Duke suddenly came to the surface and attacked both humans and dragons. Using this reason, the dragon race could very likely pin everything on us, then unite with humans once again to eliminate US demons in one fell swoop. Thinking this, I almost can't suppress my rage. This is indeed possible, but so what? Just annihilate them all. Early the next morning, a female knight in armor bursts into the shop, immediately shouting, "Where's Sheik?" Sheik is very surprised to see the visitor and introduces her to me with a fawning expression. This person is named Rexia. She's the pride of Jolix, a hero from the A-rank family Holyoke. Hearing Sheik say this, I remember Ajax did mention this to me. I glance casually. She seems just so-so. Her strength doesn't even catch my eye. Being looked at like this, Rexia's temper immediately flares up. Fortunately, Sheik stops her, and the matter ends there. Then from their conversation, I learned that Rexia just came to check on Sheik and remind him to quickly do his bloodline test. After saying this, she turns and leaves. Hearing this, I'm somewhat stunned. I hurriedly ask Sheik what's going on. Didn't you say your F rank? Wasn't that determined by a bloodline value test? Sheik scratches his head awkwardly and explains, because the test fee is very expensive, but I already know the result without testing. Hearing this, I just feel speechless. Even this requires a fee. You people are truly insatiable. Although it costs money, the test still needs to be done. With that, I have Sheik close the shop door. Then I shout into the air, "Ajax!" Almost as soon as I finish, Ajax appears out of nowhere, startling the two. Sometime later, the three of us arrive at the hero management office. The receptionist sees we're dressed like country bumpkins and ignores us. This makes me very displeased, but we eventually get a number ticket. A few minutes later, it's finally Sheik's turn. Sheik is somewhat nervous. I'm very calm. The inspector glances at Sheik's profile. It can only be described as utterly pathetic, especially since the profile shows he's from the Hollowbeak family. The inspector doesn't take any action and is about to give him F rank. I immediately shout to stop. Hey, you should use the bloodline test, right? How can you be so careless? The inspector indicates calmly that he just doesn't want to waste money. After all, their family has been F rank for generations, so it's about money in the end. With that, I toss out 5 gold coins for a proper examination. The inspector looks silently, then turns to get the tools. Sometime later, a strange device appears before us. Not only does it have human facial features merged together, but also a huge red gemstone. It looks very creepy. The inspector introduces it grandly. This is the machine device that measures pure blood rate. Don't let its appearance fool you. This is the essence of magical science. The method is simple. Just place your hand on the crystal. Sheik is somewhat nervous and slowly places his hand on the crystal. The moment he touches it, the crystal emits a dazzling light, startling everyone. Then the mouth organ on the device slowly spits out a paper with attributes written on it. It clearly states pure blood rate, 10.825%. This number makes the inspector's brow furrow tightly, his face full of disbelief. I glance casually. What? 10.825? That's way too low. What rank is this, D or F? As soon as I finish speaking, the inspector's expression becomes tense. He slowly says, "That result seems problematic. Must be a machine malfunction. If you want to test again, please give me another 5 gold coins. If you don't test, then it stays at the original F rank." Before he can finish, I interrupt in a deep voice. "Hey, the result is already out, isn't it? Why won't you give a rating? Always trying to brush things off. And 5 gold coins isn't a small amount. We've already paid as you said. The rank should be stated clearly. Is it it F or what? The inspector hesitates for a long time before speaking. The reason is simple. Mr. Sheik is a 4th-generation hero, right? The final hero of the 5th generation only just exceeded 9% pure blood rate. Over 10% has never appeared and is impossible. So this is definitely just a machine malfunction. It happens frequently. So please pay another 5 gold coins. Otherwise, I'll determine it as F rank. Give me B rank, or give me D rank according to the result. The inspector panics at this. No, this is a machine malfunction. Is that so? Then test again. But this time, if it's also over 10%, you pay the 5 gold coins. With that, I slam my palm on the table. The inspector's expression becomes ugly. Cold sweat slowly drips down. He can't afford to gamble 5 gold coins. That's his 3 months salary, so he can only lower himself. C rank. This is the biggest concession I can make. I think about it and figure it's about right. At least it's not F rank, Remnant. Very good. Let's go with C rank. Stamp it quickly before you change your mind. Without thinking, the inspector decisively picks up the stamp nearby and stamps it. Mr. Sheik Penhulabik, this hero management office has confirmed you are a C rank hero. Hearing this, Sheik looks at the scene in disbelief. Never thought there would truly be a day when he could shed the title of Remnant. The injustice and prejudice he once suffered will finally become nothing. What awaits him will be a brand new future. I must dedicate everything to my benefactor, Lord Deus. He must be an angel sent by the gods. 1 month later, a golden lightning bolt streaks across the sky. Covered in wounds, I watch this scene and can't help but wonder, is that Sheik? Looking back, a red creature emanating a terrifying pressure stands here, occasionally making a woo sound. This is one of the 4 guardians of the gods that brought the old world to ruin. The Vermilion Bird. Has it come to burn down this world in place of me as the Demon King? Time returns to the present. The 3 of us stand before the task bulletin board, staring intently at the tasks above. Since we become heroes, it's time to accept tasks. Since Sheik is C rank, we take on a C rank task to repel fishmen. This is a perfect opportunity to have some fun in the water. So that afternoon, I put on my equipment, ready to have a good time. I thought the village would be peaceful, but instead, fires are blazing everywhere. Turns out the villagers heard fishmen fear fire, so they set their own houses ablaze to ward off the enemy. But this information is completely wrong. Fishmen aren't afraid of fire at all. Instead, the flames have blocked people's escape routes. Now there's nowhere to retreat. They could be buried in the sea of fire at any moment. So what's the strength level of these fishmen? Ajax replies. I'm not sure either, mainly because they're too weak, no way to calculate, probably around C rank. Sheik can handle it himself, right? Sheik looks completely bewildered. Should be no problem, but if I go down there, I can solve it in an instant. I say it's unnecessary, then turn and tell Sheik to head out immediately. Sheik is somewhat surprised. Seeing Sheik's nervousness, I point at him and declare loudly, Sheik, you must remember, here, only you are the hero. I'm just a merchant. Ajax is a butler, and you are a nationally recognized C-rank hero. Do you hear me? Those defenseless civilians are facing mortal danger. What they're hoping for is the arrival of a hero. This is your mission. The one they're waiting for is you. Go, Sheik. Save them. After my pep talk, Sheik suddenly understands. With soaring morale, he charges toward the village, determined not to return until victory is won. His spirit is certainly there, but his actual strength is another matter. After just a few exchanges, Sheik is sent flying to the ground, blood spurting from his wounds. But this kind of injury means nothing to Sheik. He suffered worse before, so he quickly gets back on his feet. Using the shield's built-in counter skill, he sends several fishmen flying. Unfortunately, the enemy has numbers on their side. Sheik is outnumbered. He's grabbed by the head and hurled away, crashing into a nearby building. Everyone watches with conflicted expressions, thinking Sheik might fall here. But Sheik, that man, stands up again. Raising his shield, he charges toward the enemy without hesitation, not a trace of fear in his eyes. Courage fills his entire mind as he roars, I am a hero. Perhaps sensing Sheik's courage, the shield grants him a physical boost. Sheik's movements become increasingly agile. With just a few moves, he deflects the attacking fishmen. After finishing, Sheik collapses to the ground, gasping heavily, clearly having pushed his body beyond its limits. Everyone is shocked by this scene. Just when they think the enemies are defeated, the fishmen shake themselves twice, then stand up, completely unharmed. Watching this, Sheik thinks to himself how weak he truly is. His strength is too small to deal a lethal blow. On the other side, Ajax asks if he should intervene. I tell him to wait a bit longer. After all, Sheik fought a dragon before. He won't fall so easily. Hearing this, Ajax can only hold back. Meanwhile, with his strength exhausted, Sheik is beaten badly. Relying on his body's natural reflexes, he still manages to take down a few, but facing the sheer number of fishmen, he's ultimately outnumbered. He's quickly overwhelmed and thrown to the ground, followed by a relentless pounding. Without the shield's protection, Sheik might already be dead. The civilians are moved by this unyielding courage and swarm into battle. The hero is fighting desperately for them. How could they stand by and watch? Even with mortal strength, as long as they can buy the hero a moment's opportunity, it's enough. Sensing the villagers' will, Sheik suddenly erupts, slaying all the fishmen before him, but he can't reach the ones in the distance. Sheik instinctively swings his hand toward the fishmen. Unexpectedly, the next second, the shield emits a brilliant purple light. Immediately after, the shield launches at incredible speed, successfully severing a fishman's head. The shield, having decapitated the fishman, magically returns to Sheik's arm. This maneuver makes Sheik feel like he's discovered a new world. He smiles, so the shield can be used like this. Thus, Sheik begins his solo performance, launching the shield at all the fishmen. Before long, all the fishmen are slain. Sheik stares at the scene in disbelief. He then showers showers the shield with praise. Dusra, you're absolutely amazing. The moment I first saw you, I knew it. You truly are the world's greatest shield. The civilians immediately surround Sheik, thanking him from the bottom of their hearts. Suddenly, roars echo from behind the village, the cries of fishermen. Realizing there are still enemies, Sheik immediately rushes forward. But this time, he's not alone. The villagers volunteer to fight alongside him. I watch this scene calmly. Is this what a hero is? Unknowingly, people begin to rally around Sheik. Beside me, Ajax's face contorts, sparking with electricity. What an ugly sight. Indeed, it's ugly. But why does it give me a strange feeling? That kid Sheik fights better than I expected. He's grown. I don't know why, but compared to when he was weak, this doesn't feel bad. A sense of accomplishment. Maybe a little. Ajax is shocked by this. He looks at me with a complicated expression. Thoughts unclear. On the other side, with his new skill and the villagers' help, Sheik quickly achieves victory, slaying all the fishmen. Everyone wears joyful smiles, expressing their most sincere gratitude to the hero before them. As the sun sets, the light of victory illuminates the entire land, as if welcoming Sheik in triumph. After a long while, Sheik returns to Ajax and me. How was it? Solving the problem from start to finish using only your own power? Sheik has so much to say, but he only utters 2 words, I'm happy. Hearing this, I smile frankly. What is this feeling? Comfort? Let's go. My stomach's been empty for ages. Let's make some noodles. With that, I turn and leave. An hour later, at Sheik's Hero's noodle shop, the place is already packed. Faced with Sheik's cooking skills, I'm absolutely impressed, savoring every bite. You really shouldn't be a hero anymore. Quit being a hero and do this instead. Sheik scratches his head sheepishly. Just then, a familiar voice sounds from behind. Give me a bowl too. Looking closely, the person is actually Ritsukin. Ritsukin immediately sits beside me and orders a bowl from Sheik. Her timing makes me a bit nervous. If she discovers the spores incident was actually done by the demon realm, that would be troublesome. Soon, a bowl of ramen is brought to the table. After just one bite, Ritsukin tells Sheik to quit being a hero immediately. The same thought as mine. To celebrate Sheik becoming a true hero, Ritsukin has prepared a gift. She slowly reaches into the void. She then pulls out a sword, the famed sword Dusluin from the same series as the shield. Sheik feels embarrassed to accept and is about to refuse, but I snatch it away. A free weapon? I'll take it without hesitation. The moment I hold it, a rich and dark aura hits me. Ritsukin explains, because this sword is made from demon realm materials, this information surprises me. Ritsukin continues, offensive weapons must of course be demon forged. This one is smelted from dark rhino horn and Vhord sideburn oil, filled with tremendous energy. It can break through any shield. With this explanation, I understand somewhat. After all, it's well known that dragons excel at defense while demons excel at offense. But why give my hero a demon sword specifically? I truly can't know what scheme someone who's lived 60,000 years harbors. Ritsukin responds with a sly smile. What scheme? It just happens to be from the same series. I have no other meaning. I don't bother arguing with her and casually toss the sword to Sheik. Sheik frantically drops his cooking utensils and reaches out to catch the demon sword. The moment Sheik's hand touches the demon sword, he feels his vision blur. When he opens his eyes again, the scenery around him has suddenly changed to a field of scorching lava. The smell of sulfur fills the air. Looking up, isn't this the demon realm? Suddenly, the demon sword Dusluin emerges from the lava. My name is Dusluin. The hatred dwelling in your heart is merely adding a bit of insignificant malice to this world already filled with noise. If you accept me, I will protect you. I will eliminate all enemies standing in your way. As these words end, another flash of light dazzles Sheik, forcing his eyes shut. When he opens them again, his consciousness has returned and he gasps heavily. Seeing his expression, he seems to like it. So I ask, you like it, right? Want to go test it out? Sheik looks utterly confused. So a few minutes later, we set out toward the mission location. What annoys me is that Ritsukin actually followed along and is sitting in my exclusive seat. This mission is quite interesting, more interesting than the last fishman incident. Simply put, all the miners who recently entered the mine have disappeared. I don't even need to think about it. This is definitely the work of goblins. After a while, Sheik equips his gear and runs toward the mission site. The carriage is arranged in a concealed location. After running for a few minutes, Sheik arrives at the mine. The place is deserted. Silver armor is scattered on the ground, seemingly swords once used by heroes. Besides that, some feathers are scattered on the ground. Suddenly, a song echoes from deep within the forest, a haunting melody that tugs at the heartstrings. Sheik thinks the singer must be a hostage captured by goblins and hurries toward the source of the sound. Before long, Sheik finally finds the source. Here, countless people surround a young woman, their eyes full of adoration. The girl's face is pale. Seeing Sheik arrive, she steals a glance, and her song becomes even more enchanting. Sheik is entranced by the song. His eyes become vacant, and his body moves forward uncontrollably. The next second, the girl reveals her feathered body and long neck. Ritsukin asks curiously, these creatures are from the demon realm, right? Harpies who lure humans with song, toy with them, then devour them. I glance casually, saying nothing and taking no action. Let's observe first. At this moment, Sheik is completely entranced. He drops the demon sword and shield to the ground and walks straight toward the harpy. He even murmurs, Lord Deus, everyone, come quickly. There's something wonderful here. The demon sword finally can't stand it anymore and propels itself forward. The harpy has no time to react before her head is severed. Blood sprays onto Sheik's face, and he finally regains consciousness. Looking at the scene before him, Sheik is still dazed. The demon sword has returned to his hand. You fool! If you're going to wield me, don't be entranced by low-level demons inferior to me. Just chop off those creatures' heads. Hearing this, the harpies shriek in rage. Their enchanting songs instantly turn into ear-piercing screeches. The demon sword roars back defiantly. Wherever the sound passes, all the harpies' heads are instantly instantly severed, with no time to react. However, the sound also affects Sheik. Fortunately, the shield appears in time to block the sonic waves. After a long moment, the sound fades. Sheik looks up at the sky and sees a flat plane across the forest canopy, as if something sliced it clean off. The people entranced by the harpies gradually return to normal, looking at the scene in confusion. Then they see Sheik in the distance, sword raised high, and immediately understand what happened. They surge forward to thank Sheik, the great hero. Watching this scene, I smile faintly, completely unaware of Ritsukin's incredulous gaze beside me. You'd better be careful. I'm talking about Sheik. He has a bloodline. You're really underestimating the Demon King. No matter what, I won't lose to Sheik. Ritsukin turns away. Anyway, don't show that kind of expression in front of Sheik. It'll only make things harder for both of you. I just smile indifferently. Ritsukin doesn't want to interfere further and turns away, stating proudly that she's just giving a reminder. After a long while, Ritsukin looks up at the sky and sighs. If all the previous Demon Kings were like you, maybe the war would have ended long ago. I'm truly tired of it. Hearing this, I clap. Well then, congratulations. There will be no more Demon Kings. That's completely a relic of the old era. The Demon King will become a fantasy that only appears in fairy tales. Come, sing and dance with me. Ritsukin looks at the lively man before her, her feelings mixed. You lunatic. Talking with you is interesting. In 20 years, you'll die in battle, and I'll continue living until the day this world ends. But this moment right now makes me suddenly think that perhaps in the future, we might occasionally reminisce about this day. At these words, I casually step onto the back of the seat and shout loudly, "What are you talking about? I won't die. Even if God extinguishes the last light in this world, I won't disappear. Just you wait. I won't become the Demon King and I won't die. This face of mine will keep appearing until you're sick of seeing it." Hearing this, Ritsukin shows a comforted smile. Good. You'd better keep your word. Just after saying this, Sheik calls out from the distance. Ritsukin taps the void and a spatial gate appears out of thin air. All right. It's time for me to go. Those troublesome children are still waiting for me. Before leaving, Ritsukin tosses me a scarf, telling me to cover what's on my neck. I'm a bit confused and about to ask something, but Ritsukin has already jumped into the portal. I can only let it go and hurry back with Sheik under the bright moonlight. After a long while, we finally arrive at the weapon shop. After saying goodbye to Sheik, I enter the building. Just when I think I can finally lie down and rest properly, a figure suddenly appears. It's Ajax. Lord Deus, just now. Duke Darash is dead. He said I couldn't tell the truth, but he felt guilty about implicating you. After saying that, he took poison and killed himself right in front of me. Now only 6 of us dukes remain. Though we often quarreled, for 665 centuries, we fought together for the demon realm. So please, tell me, did you and Duke Darash have something going on that even I didn't know about? If not you, who else in this world could make one of the 7 dukes of the demon realm commit suicide? The only beings with this power are you, my lord, and the dragon god, Ritsukin, the true gold dragon. My eyes narrow. I say gravely, it's not Ritsukin. She was just with me. My lord, Ritsukin has over 10,000 clones. Can you be certain the one with you was her true self? At these words, I say no more. I tell Ajax to prepare black clothes for me. I will attend Duke Darash's funeral. Ajax bows deeply. Yes, I will prepare a color darker than night, deeper than the abyss. After some time, in the demon capital Idis at the bottom of the world, tonight is a sleepless night. The night parade of 100 demons proceeds, paying final respects to the fallen Duke Darash. I hold Duke Darash's portrait tightly. Behind me follow the 7 dukes, now the final 6 dukes. The coffin slowly sinks into the lava. The funeral finally ends. Watching this scene, complex emotions surge through me. I am not the Demon King, but Duke Darash was my family. That same night, I visit Sheik at his home. Sheik tries to stand and pour tea for me, but I stop him. At that moment, he notices my clothes and asks if someone passed away. I slowly respond, it was someone who often hid in corners, playing games with mushrooms and grass. He didn't talk much, so he never said much to us, but he was reliable. He clearly wasn't someone to be pushed around, but today he suddenly left everyone. As I speak, a cold gleam flashes through my mind. There are indeed a few in this world who could kill him, but someone who could drive him to suicide. No matter how I think about it, only one person could do that. All the clues point to that bastard. Her sudden appearance was too unreasonable. Hearing this, Sheik offers comfort. Lord Deus, dialogue is better than suspicion. That's what my father always said. At these words, a smile appears on my lips. All right, Sheik, rest well. I'll be away for a while. I'll leave the shop to you during this time. If I don't come back, the shop is yours. After saying this, I stand to leave. Sensing the finality in my words, Sheik hurriedly gets out of bed and calls after me. I don't turn back. I'm afraid this glance might be the last. I wave my hand, then spread my wings and take to the sky. Countless scenes flash through my mind along the way, one disguise after another. How interesting. So you were the mastermind behind everything all along, getting close to me to lower my guard, then taking the opportunity to reach my family. Only you in this world could do that. Rage, unwillingness, and humiliation fill my entire mind. An invisible pressure emanates around me. All heroes with bloodlines feel an unprecedented tremor at almost the same moment. This even includes the Emperor at the Imperial Hall. His brow furrows slightly, thoughts unclear. Before long, I arrive at Ritsukin's lair. Entering it, the inside is indeed still a ruin as before, but this little trick only works on others. With that, I spread my hands and tear open the entire barrier concealing the bounded realm. Inside are countless giant dragons, each one capable of dominating a region. Yet before me, they're nothing but a bunch of flying lizards. Hey, you flying lizards over there, call your mother out. The adults need to talk. The dragons have never suffered such humiliation. Dragon's breath erupts, hitting my body directly. I smile faintly. This human body is truly useless, but revealing myself here should be fine, right? After all, this dimension is different from the surface. Come, let me show you what true power is. As these words fall, a powerful and aggressive aura suddenly erupts from my body. The light fades, revealing my Demon King form before before everyone. At this moment, I no longer conceal my power. Foolish reptiles worship me. I am the embodiment of death. The dragons don't believe it and unleash another dragon's breath. But this time it has no effect. Can't even scratch the surface. And I merely snap my fingers lightly. The dragon before me seems to be sliced by something, perfectly split into 2 parts. Then several more snaps, and the dragons are divided into countless fragments. The scene is horrifying, yet the dragons don't retreat. Instead, they fight more fiercely, trying to overwhelm with numbers. To this, I simply take a light breath. Then I roar, my voice transforming into lasers sweeping across the entire battlefield. Wherever it passes, limbs and blood scatter. Now, can you call your mother out? No matter how I communicate, the dragons refuse to hand over Ritsukin. Instead, one after another appears, calling themselves White Jade Mirror and Azure Jade Mirror. They seem to be elders. I'm helpless about this. Since communication is useless, let's use the simplest method. I lightly wiggle my finger. The lead dragon and several dragons behind it seem controlled by something, breaking into sections. Then I snap my fingers again. All the dragons' broken bodies begin fusing together, blood flowing back, finally forming a brand new dragon. This dragon isn't dead. Its heart still beats strongly. All the dragons are shocked, speechless by this scene. I smile wickedly. I've created the world's strongest dragon. So now, what am I to you? At these words, all the dragons tremble. Every instinct tells them to flee. The next moment, the dragons flee in terror like scattered dogs. I casually point at the fusion dragons' heads. They all look forward in unison, whimpering. The next moment, light erupts, illuminating the entire sky. Ritsukin finally can't hold back and intervenes, using the true gold cloth to block all attacks. Enough! Stop this. Seeing this, my mouth curls up uncontrollably. I can no longer suppress my smile. Mama finally makes her entrance. What are you doing? Chasing spores day and night. Are you parasitized by spores too? How could you do this to this place? I don't speak, just open my palm and close it again. The next second, all heads of the fusion dragons speak. Mother, what did you do outside? How did we become like this? It's all Mother's fault. Hurry and die at Lord Deus's hands. Looking at me now, joy overflows from my face. I'm thoroughly enjoying this feeling. Ritsukin can't bear to watch. Golden light emanates from her palm. The next second, golden flames erupt on the fusion dragon, burning it to ash in an instant. Children, you died gloriously in battle against the Demon King. May you find peace. I sneer dismissively. Who are you praying to? That God is far too distant from you? Ritsukin's eyes burn with fury. You've gone too far. Are you joking? You started this first. Ritsukin looks utterly confused. Before she can speak, I unleash a Demon King's breath. Crimson energy tears through the sky. Ritsukin barely dodges, but her children behind her suffer. Not only that, even the barrier is shattered. After thinking for a second, Ritsukin's eyes emit golden light. The next second, I'm outside the bounded realm. How interesting. This is my consciousness space. The damage outside was too great. Here you can rampage however you want, until one of us walks out alive. A very nice place. I like it. Just as I'm about to attack, Ritsukin suddenly speaks. Demon King, I thought our relationship had grown a bit closer. I was wrong. Looking at her hypocritical face, I grow angrier the more I think. Don't put on that fake expression, pretending to be the victim. Who's next? Ajax? At my words, Ritsukin becomes more intense. What have you been saying this whole time? Before she finishes, I directly unleash Dark Spirit Spiral Blast. Terrifying black vortex flames seem ready to tear the entire space apart. Ritsukin barely dodges. The true gold cloth in her hand launches, but I merely swipe my hand, and the true gold cloth tears completely. What I don't expect is that the torn true gold cloth can still attack, wrapping me tightly. This is truly annoying. I gather all my strength and completely destroy the true gold cloth. Then I concentrate all my power to unleash my ultimate attack. In an instant, heaven and earth change drastically. Darkness devours the gold. Ritsukin senses a mortal threat and without hesitation throws out the true gold cloth again. She also unleashes her ultimate true gold dance. As the words fall, the true gold cloth spins, trying to neutralize the terrifying storm. Even someone as powerful as Ritsukin, the dragon god, can only barely withstand it, unable to neutralize it. Ritsukin realizes this won't work and concentrates her power into her finger. She wants to pierce my body with this strike and end the battle completely, worthy of being a dragon god, truly different. Right now you must be thinking this move can defeat me, but you're wrong. I'll show you what true darkness is. With that, my aura surges again. Countless skulls fly through the sky. Ritsukin has no time to dodge and is hit dead center. The consciousness space is immediately shattered. The light fades. I stand naked in the space, holding Ritsukin's severed arm in my hand. All the dragons witness this scene with resentment, yet not one dares to intervene. After all, they've just witnessed my methods. I contemptuously toss the severed hand to the dragons. A dragon catches it steadily, eyes brimming with tears yet helpless. I pay no attention, swiping my hand to break the bounded realm's barrier. Just as I'm about to leave, a dragon roars behind me. Demon King, we will never forget this day. Whether it takes 10,000 years or 100 million years, until the day God reclaims this world, we will use words, writing, curses, and all our power to pass today's humiliation to future generations and curse you forever, I sneer dismissively. Do as you please. With that, I pass through the barrier and speed away. Arriving outside the ruins, Ajax has been waiting for a long time. I've avenged Duke Darash. Ajax lowers his head. I thought you had abandoned the demon realm. I look up at the bright moonlight in the sky. You're right, I have abandoned the demon realm. I've also cast off Destiny, Deus, This is who I am. Ajax finally can't hold back and shouts, "My lord, Duke Darash was my family. I merely avenged my family's death. That's all. Let's go back to Jollik's village." With that, I spread my wings and leap into the air. A few minutes later, I return to my bedroom and sit exhausted on the bed. "All right, you can come out now." Just as I finish speaking, golden light flashes behind me, and a voice emerges. "Hey, discovered, am I?" The next second, Ritsukin emerges from the space. I thought I hid perfectly. As expected, the Demon King is different. Facing this uninvited guest, I have no intention of being nice. I grab her arm and pin her against the wall. "Put away those disgusting eyes and explain now. You were originally your true self, so why did you switch to a clone at the last moment and pretend I killed you?" Ritsukin seems to have known this would happen. She responds calmly, "Your acting was quite good. Thank you," deliberately showing the severed hand to my children. "I thought you would notice." These words leave me utterly confused. Ritsukin speaks slowly again. "We've fallen into a trap. From the beginning, I knew the spores belonged to Duke Darash, and at that time, I thought the mastermind was you. But after you attacked Kaleidoscope, I changed my mind. Perhaps someone is using us, and that person might be hidden among us." Hearing Ritsukin say this, it does seem to make sense. So I slowly release my grip. My head is really going to explode. Honestly, I don't want to get involved in this, but if I withdraw alone, I feel like I'll have to bear everything myself. How about we work together and catch all the bastards lurking in the shadows? I'm still somewhat skeptical. "Don't you hate me? I beat your children to pieces." Ritsukin suppresses her anger. "Though I really want to strangle you right now. You also lost family, didn't you? We should direct our hatred at whoever made us like this." Hearing this, I say no more and agree to Ritsukin's suggestion. The two strongest beings of our races joining forces, mortals will be easy pickings. Afterward, Ritsukin proposes joining our party as an ordinary mage. Of course, disguise is necessary. I don't think much about it and casually agree. So the next day, Ritsukin meets everyone like this. Ajax and the other really don't see through it. Quite strange indeed, but it has nothing to do with me. As long as they don't see through it, it's fine. After instructing Ajax to take good care of the new member, I plan to return to my room to sleep. After just 2 steps, Ritsukin suddenly calls out, "Captain, could you show me around the village? And perhaps we could talk alone." At these words, the 2 curious onlookers' eyes light up. Thoughts unclear. A few minutes later, we arrive at a small grove several kilometers away. Looking at the dragon egg about to hatch before us, Ritsukin says that when the dragon babies hatch, the hardline faction will parasitize them with spores. I feel utterly speechless. "So why can't you just use your power to gather all the heroes and the hardline faction in one place and deal with them all? You have nothing better to do than drag me around everywhere." Ritsukin sighs helplessly, saying if not for the peace treaty, she would have intervened long ago. Besides, if she acts rashly, the gods will surely notice her. I'm about to ask more, but the dragon hatchling breaks out of its shell, startling Ritsukin. Seeing this, Ritsukin quickly pulls me into the bushes to quietly wait for the hardline faction to arrive. Before long, the hatchling's cries successfully draw a black dragon. Ritsukin indicates this is one of the hardliners, Junai the obsidian dragon. Junai locates the exact position and transforms into a graceful figure, landing on the ground. Her figure is quite impressive, but she has the face of a villain, clearly not a good dragon. Soon, 2 more dragons descend from the sky, the blue one named Ogun, the red one named Julia. They also transform into human form and land. These 2 look fairly normal. After some brief pleasantries, Ogun takes the spores and slowly approaches the hatchling. We've caught them red-handed. I'm going to take out all 3 of them. Ritsukin says we can't kill them. After all, there's still much intelligence to extract, and killing them might affect the future. Heh, if we can't kill them, then a little violence and interrogation it is. Ritsukin pauses at this, then says, "Don't go too hard." With permission granted, I flash before them and snap off Ogun's hand holding the spores. "Nice to meet you. I'm Deus." Seeing things go south, Junai spews out a cloud of toxic mist, thinking she can catch this uninvited guest off guard. But I simply twist my hand, and Junai's body becomes like a runaway horse, contorting uncontrollably into a ball. The other 2 dragons sense something's wrong and decisively flee in different directions. I point my finger at both directions, ultimately deciding to catch Ogun first. Right now, Ogun's face looks worse than death. He never expected the one who killed the true gold dragon would appear here. He can only pray for a successful escape, but fantasies are bound to be shattered. In barely a second, the face he least wants to see appears before Ogun. Without time to think, Ogun attempts to spray his ice dragon's breath. Too bad I crush his throat with one move, then follow up with a swift kick. Ogun passes out and plummets straight to the ground. Meanwhile, Julia is secretly relieved that the Demon King isn't chasing her, fleeing with all her might. But the next second, my figure silently appears. Void chains. As the words fall, countless black chains suddenly emerge from the void. They wrap around Julia at lightning speed. When she opens her eyes again, Julia has transformed into human form, fixed in midair. Beside her is the severely injured Ogun, his throat crushed, unable to speak. Suddenly, a voice comes from beside them, making Julia jump. "All right, now we begin with pain and violence." "Oh right, and the truth," Julia shouts angrily. "You demon! I won't forgive you even as a ghost!" I ignore her and hold up the bottle of spores. "Where did you get this? Who's the mastermind?" Julia panics at the question, but her mouth remains stubbornly shut. "Heh, you think I'll tell you? Don't expect any information from me." I anticipated this response and flash a cryptic smile. Julia looks curious, but the next second, she completely understands as I swiftly plunge my hand into Ogun's body and start churning. Ogun writhes in agony, but with his throat destroyed, he can't even scream. "Come on, I'll start with Ogun, then Junai, then every last hatchling in this world. I'll make them die in agony before your eyes until you talk." With that, I viciously claw inside Ogun's body again. This time it's particularly effective. Ogun throws his head back trying to scream, but no sound comes out. Julia can't bear it any longer and finally breaks. "There's no mastermind. mastermind. We did it all ourselves. This answer naturally doesn't satisfy me. You're joking, right? No mastermind? Then there must be a leader. Julia hesitates, but finally confesses everything she knows. From her, I learn that the hardline faction is split into two groups, though both are dissatisfied. With the conservatives, one group is a bunch of cowards who dare not act, while the other is Julia's activist group called the Four Seasons Council. As for the spores, they weren't obtained from Darush at all. I freeze, then something clicks in my mind. I examine the spores in my hand more carefully. This isn't right. I remember the spores Ajax had were clearly purple, but these in my hand are pink. These aren't Darush's spores. Tell me where these came from. Julia hesitates to speak. I can't say, seeing her unwillingness. I lose patience and instantly transport both of them to the demon realm. Julia looks at the tens of thousands of tormented souls below, her heart filling with dread. Let me introduce you. This is the lowest level of the demon realm, where countless evil souls are imprisoned. I know you dragons have the ability to reincarnate, but if you die here, I guarantee there will be absolutely no redemption. Julia completely panics, thinking that if even her soul dies, it's truly over. Oh right, I promised I wouldn't harm a single hair on your head. So talk. My right hand releases the chains, and Ogun plummets straight into the abyss. Seeing this, Julia can't hold back anymore. We bought them from the southern native dwarves. As the words leave her mouth, the three of us return to the grove. Ritsukin finally emerges, her face filled with anger. I always believed you were being manipulated, but it turns out the mastermind behind the dragons is still a dragon. To harm your own kind? You've gone too far. Julia's face also fills with rage. What do you know? As the dragon god, you desperately help outsiders, and with a demon of all things. Ritsukin is about to say more, but with a gesture of my hand, both dragons are sucked into my dimensional space. Ritsukin doesn't quite understand. What are you doing? I wanted to ask more. Midway through her sentence, I hold up the spores. I have Ritsukin examine them carefully. These aren't Darush's spores. Ritsukin takes them and looks closely. Indeed, not only is the color different, but even the eye positions are different. An unsettling thought arises. Wait, did we get it wrong from the start? Are you sure Darush is dead? Now that I think about it, isn't it strange that the world's greatest poison genius would commit suicide with poison? Hearing Ritsukin say this, I realize there does seem to be a problem, but the priority now is to find the dwarves first. That afternoon, the four of us rush to the dwarves' domain, the southern native dwarf undercity. Entering it, the place is dark and sinister, occasionally emanating eerie auras. I don't mind and explore the caves with interest, but after several hours of exploration, I completely lose it. Why haven't we seen even an ant after all this time? Ajax awkwardly explains that because the dwarves dig every day, the paths here are extremely complex. Hearing this, I almost curse out loud. Why didn't you say so earlier? During the argument, Ritsukin notices Sheik's face has turned very pale, breathing with difficulty. Looking to the side, countless dwarf corpses lie here. It's poison gas. But aren't dwarves immune to poison gas? Ritsukin explains, if it's Darush's poison, then it's possible. Hearing this, Ajax gives Ritsukin an odd sideways glance but says nothing. Ritsukin ignores him and casts Dragon's Blessing on Sheik, which can resist some poison gas. After a moment, Sheik indeed awakens with a surprised expression. Just then, the nearby wall suddenly explodes. Countless dwarves emerge, well-equipped and wearing gas masks. After learning we mean no harm, their attitude softens slightly, and they roughly explain the current situation. From them, we learn the poison gas was spread by a black-robed human adorned with jewels. His target seems to be Zone R24. This information is crucial. Perhaps this black-robed human is the mastermind. So without delay, we rush towards Zone R24. We want the dwarves to guide us, but the dwarves say they can't withstand the poison gas inside, so they hand us a map instead. Minutes later, deep in the dwarf undercity, the poison gas here is far more concentrated than before. Sheik ultimately can't withstand it and collapses heavily to the ground. To avoid affecting our progress, I tell Sheik to return to the dwarves on his own. We continue pushing forward. After some time, we finally reach Zone R24 marked on the map. Countless dwarf corpses lie here, along with an unremarkable-looking machine. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the cave on the right, a dwarf in black clothes. Upon seeing us, he immediately flees without a second thought. Seeing this, Ajax leaps up and chases after him relentlessly. Ritsukin approaches the structure before us and gently touches it. She then turns and explains, this is a product of the Golden Age. Long, long ago, there were no dragons or demons. Only humans ruled this world. They crossed the skies with immense firepower and sailed among the stars. Ultimately, they challenged the gods. At the world's creation, the gods made the sky, earth, and oceans, and humanity the masters of the world. The gods were very pleased. Humans didn't need magic to communicate with the other end of the world. Cities and towers extended infinitely to the sky's peak, though they possessed the power to leave this world and traverse the stars. Unexpectedly, they were ultimately destroyed by their own weapons. Raging fire scorched the earth, the land boiled, even seawater evaporated completely. War turned the world pitch black. Oceans that covered the sky became rain mixed with wormwood over 1,000 days, pouring down. All life reached its end. The gods were deeply saddened and wept. Unwilling to let it end there, the gods recreated humanity and stripped away the science that led to their self-destruction, replacing it with magic. After gaining magic, humans immediately established a brilliant magical civilization, the Second World, the Silver Age. With just a small stick, they could control water, fire, and earth at will. Many professions emerged. They could fly through the skies, turn silver into gold, summon wind and rain, even resurrect the dead. But even such a beautiful civilization didn't last long. Humans fought a 500-year war over the source of magic, the magic stones, leading once again to their extinction. The gods wept sorrowfully once more. And that brings us to the current world, the Age of Chaos. Your demon race and our dragon race were born from this. The gods created the world again, learning from past mistakes. This time, they gave the horsey continent to humans. Underground, dwarves dig caves and occupy the depths. The infernal realm became the demon's lair. And the bounded realm, born from the Silver Age's magical wars. There we dragons took root. How interesting. The Golden Age lasted 80 centuries before falling. The Silver Age was shorter, lasting only 20 centuries. Ironically, what's most dangerous for humanity is the present age. Yet humans have endured the longest now, though they've lost the ability to traverse the stars and the power to control everything with magic. Ritsukin speaks slowly with a melancholic expression. Perhaps this is for the best. After all, humans are foolish. By the way, this is called star ceramic. The smooth metal covering it is 3 times harder than obsidian. Just a few kilometers of thickness can block all physical and chemical damage. Humans boarded these crude ships, left this world, and traveled among the stars to conquer other planets. This is the pinnacle relic of human technology from the Golden Age's zenith. Now only gods and angels can control it. For beings like us, this is an unapproachable domain. I clearly don't believe this, so I throw a punch. The shockwave from fist-meeting metal sends the unprepared Ritsukin flying. She tumbles several times before stopping. As the smoke clears, the star ceramic is completely undamaged. Ritsukin is speechless. "You idiot! If you don't know how, don't mess around!" With that, she pushes me aside, not sure what she's doing. I watch as Ritsukin lightly presses on the smooth, flawless wall. A control panel actually emerges from the wall. Ritsukin then operates it with what looks like professional skill. I can't understand any of it anyway. Soon, the door successfully opens. It reveals a silver-white space inside, filled with unfamiliar devices everywhere. Food storage is written on the floor, apparently a place for storing provisions. Ritsukin walks forward and performs another series of complex operations. A holographic image appears from the console. This is Malkuth. At the end of the Golden Age, humanity, facing extinction, built 10 arcs to escape this planet. This is Malkuth, specifically for food storage. It's not the source of the poison gas. Since it's not the poison source, I don't plan to stay and turn to leave. Just then, a laser appears out of nowhere. Fortunately, I dodge in time. Looking up, I see a spider-like creature appear overhead. Ritsukin calmly explains, "This isn't a living being, nor is it magic. It's a product of the Golden Age, a machine golem. Their orders must be to guard this place and eliminate intruders." As she finishes speaking, the robot fires another laser. Ritsukin is greatly alarmed and opens a protective barrier with full force. The attack is indeed blocked, but the powerful impact still knocks us to the ground. As someone always proud, how can I passively take a beating? I focus power in my eyes, and a death ray shoots out. However, the robot easily disperses the death ray's energy with the shield on its left hand. The deflected attack concentrates on the nearby bulkhead, producing a violent explosion. Seeing the attack didn't work, I plan to go even bigger. Seeing this, Ritsukin panics and quickly covers my mouth with her hand. I'm about to get angry when I hear her say, "If the ark's interior is damaged, the entire world will be destroyed." This stops me cold. But constantly dodging isn't a solution either. This is truly frustrating beyond belief. In this critical moment, I think back to the scene of fighting Ritsukin in the bounded realm. Right, Ritsukin's true gold cloth can withstand my attacks. "Hey, didn't you block my attacks with cloth last time? Quickly wrap the ship's interior with your cloth." Ritsukin instantly understands what I want to do and hurriedly unfolds countless layers of true gold cloth, wrapping us all inside. I then gather power in my mouth, and the Demon King's aura blasts out. Even though the robot has raised its defensive shield, it's still overwhelmed by my powerful attack. In the end, it's forced into a pile of dust. Just then, Ajax telepathically communicates that he's caught the person. I want Ritsukin to come interrogate with me, but she says she needs to clean up here, and there's something I need to confirm. I don't think much of it and flash to the location Ajax specified. Passing through the tentacles, I can't wait to see the true face of this mastermind. Lifting the cloak, a familiar face appears. "Aren't you Count Kyuko? What are you doing here instead of staying in the demon realm?" Count Kyuko breaks into a cold sweat and explains, "I'm merely following Gluttony Duke's orders. He instructed me to keep it secret from everyone. Tell me all the orders, otherwise I'll punish you myself." To my command, Count Kyuko is somewhat helpless. The main orders were to corrupt the hero and make the dragons act arrogantly, forcing their alliance to crumble. Before the 666 Great War. Wait, I never gave such an order. Did Darash plan this himself? He said the Demon King had abandoned the demon realm, so it had to be done. But now, I don't know what's happened. No matter how many telegrams I send, there's no response. That's why I've been waiting endlessly in this place. I'm left speechless. That's because Darash is already dead. He suddenly committed suicide. Count Kyuko is shocked to hear this. He suddenly shouts, "Lord Darash, how could that be? No, wait, that guy must have pulled some trick. The White Dragon, the hardline faction's leader, he's the one who found me and suggested meeting with Darash. He proposed working together with the demon realm to drive out humanity." These words strike like a thunderbolt in my mind. And then, what else did the White Dragon say? Count Kyuko says he truly knows nothing more. After that, he received orders to disguise himself as a dwarf and infiltrate this place. I then ask about the spores. Count Kyuko knows nothing about it, his face filled with disbelief, completely unaware of what happened. Ritsukin walks over at this moment and explains, "Stop asking. He knows nothing at all. That White Dragon is the real mastermind." At this moment, Count Kyuko blurts out, "My lord, I know their base. It's at Akaita Gorge." Hearing this, I'm confused. Akaita? What place is that? Ritsukin laughs awkwardly. "That's the ancient dragon cemetery. For dragons, it's a sacred place like this one, so no one goes in or out. Truly unexpected. The location is at the end past Jolix. Seeing the distance is too great, I decide to return to Jolix first to rest before setting out. Ritsukin looks bewildered but doesn't dare object. Before leaving, I have Have Ajax release Count Kyuko to live a freer life from now on. 7 hours later, Jolik's village. Ritsuken and I arrive at Sheik's Hero's noodle shop. I order a bowl of noodles and dig in heartily. Ritsuken gulps down alcohol, her face already flushed red. Sheik tries to dissuade her, but Ajax stops him. I can't tolerate this. I compress space, about to crush it into a ball. Just then, a man in a black cloak silently appears. Hello, I'm an Imperial Hall investigator. My name is Kadensha. I know you, Sheik. I'm here for you. Sheik is flattered. Is there something you need from me? Kadensha still wears a hypocritical expression. Nothing major. It's just that to my knowledge you shouldn't have the ability to pay 5 gold coins, yet you suddenly underwent a rank evaluation and inexplicably obtained C rank, so we have very reasonable suspicions about whether improper conduct was involved. Sheik breaks into a cold sweat. This feeling of being ignored makes me very dissatisfied. Hey, get lost. Don't interfere with our business. Kadensha grins. I'm very curious. What percentage was Sheik's pure blood test result? Wasn't there a submitted report? Just look at that. Yes, we received it. That's why I'm asking what percentage it was. Ajax's eyes flash with menace. Suddenly, Kadensha turns his head towards Sheik. Did you forget too, Sheik? Honestly, I don't believe the 4.2% written in the report. Sheik laughs awkwardly and lies without batting an eye. It's 4.2%. This statement plays right into Kadensha's hands. You're lying after all. The report says 3.62%. These words make me even more dissatisfied. Hey, he's just an F-rank hero without parents, influence, or wealth. If his pure blood purity were too high, his life would be very difficult instead. So we decided to lower the numbers on the report. If you have a problem, go find whoever submitted it. Kadensha still wears a smile. You don't need to be so hostile toward me. I'm here to help Sheik. Heh, if you really want to help Sheik, then anonymously send 10 gold coins every month. As soon as the words leave my mouth, Ritsuken tells me to stop. An Imperial Hall investigator can easily revoke Sheik's hero qualification. Kadensha adds, if I'm not mistaken, Sheik is at least a G rank or D rank hero. I'll ensure Sheik receives the treatment he deserves. Hey, you're so long-winded. This is all thanks to the expensive weapons and armor I made. This kid's physical abilities aren't at that level yet. You've got the wrong person. Kadensha remains relentless. Impossible. According to my investigation, Sheik is that masked hero. At these words, Sheik completely panics. Heh, you say you've investigated. So you want us to bet Sheik's future and life solely on your investigation? You're from a wealthy family, aren't you? Kadensha looks puzzled. What does that have to do with anything? How does it not matter? You think as long as you work hard, anything can be done, right? No matter how many times you fail, as long as you don't give up and persist to the end, you'll eventually succeed. You probably think this is natural, don't you? Are you mocking effort? I'm not mocking effort. I'm mocking you people who can fail and still be fine, and you don't even know who to thank for that. Do you know Sheik has always lived a life where one failure means it's over? That's the life he's had to live. I'll take care of Sheik. No need for your concern. Eat your noodles and get lost. Kadensha falls silent, thinking who knows what. In the end, he can only smile and tell Sheik to think it over carefully. He then turns to leave. Just as he's about to exit, I call out to him casually. Hey, you need to undo this. Everyone looks confused, but upon closer inspection, countless thin threads are wrapped around everyone. And the source of those threads is the ring on Kadensha's hand. Kadensha laughs awkwardly, silently retracts the threads, then bows deeply. The matter is left unresolved. In the evening, the sky still shows that same moonlight. Right now, Ritsuken is dead drunk. I can only helplessly take her home. Sheik goes home to care for his siblings. Ajax returns to the demon realm to continue his research. Clearly, they're dumping this mess on me. I casually toss Ritsuken onto the bed. She shows no reaction, sleeping like a log. My expression turns cold as I extend my claws to her throat. Ritsuken shows no reaction. I sigh helplessly and finally retract my claws, muttering under my breath, seriously, can you have some sense of caution in front of the Demon King? With that, I head to the living room and lie on the sofa to make do for the night. Suddenly, 2 pairs of long legs appear right in front of me, leaving me bewildered. Looking closely, it's Lust Duke from the 7 Dukes. Hey, why are you here? Lust Duke speaks slowly. How long do you plan to play this hero game? There are only 20 years left. Skip the lecture. Get to the point. I'm about to sleep. Seeing my impatience, Lust Duke stops being polite. Please stop dwelling on Darash's matter. What does that mean? Telling me not to interfere? Then convince me. Hearing this, Lust Duke removes the black hat, silver white hair flowing down. Persuasion is our specialty. With that, there's a sudden approach, hands caressing my strong, powerful muscles. This really makes me uncomfortable. Alright, get to business already. The joke's over. Lust Duke finally gets to business. Don't you already know about Ajax killing Darash? At these words, question marks circle in my mind. What? Ajax killed Darash? Don't tell me you dare make such a claim without evidence. It's speculation, though the other dukes all think so. After all, the last person Darash saw was Ajax. To be precise, Darash died while meeting with Ajax. Darash's suicide is just one-sided. In fact, no one knows how he actually died, and Ajax is now your subordinate. Did you order it, my lord? Hearing this, I'm even more confused. How is that possible? Why would I give such an order? So you've been investigating Ajax and me all along? Lust Duke smiles seductively. Yes, but it seems you know nothing about it, which means Ajax betrayed the demon race. Heh, you 7 dukes really know how to play. One dead, the rest suspecting each other. My lord, please come back. Stop resisting. You're still the master of my billions of demons. I look up at the ceiling, eyes vacant. No, Ajax has said this countless times already. Just get lost. Lustduke is helpless and can only silently exit the room. My lord will be back next time. Before leaving, there's a meaningful smile. Everything returns to quiet. Sitting on the empty sofa, Lustduke's words keep echoing in my mind. To find out the truth, I can only curse under my breath and fly back to the demon realm. After some time, I open the door to Ajax's room. Ajax is quite surprised by my arrival and wants to say some flattering words. But the next second, I ask coldly, Darosh, you killed him, didn't you? These past few days, I've really been thinking something's off. Darosh had no reason to commit suicide, right? And when he died, you were the only one beside him. If it wasn't suicide, then you killed him. Ajax looks puzzled. My lord, what do you mean by this? I advise you to confess. For the sake of our past relationship, I won't make your death too painful. Hearing this, Ajax falls to his knees. I was born in the demon realm and have dedicated my entire life to it. I'm prepared to accept death for it. Though I don't like the other dukes, I wouldn't harm them to avoid losing the demon realm's combat power. The 666th Great War is already without Darosh and you, my lord. If I'm gone too, the demon realm will surely face defeat. So even if I have to use any means, I absolutely cannot die here. As Ajax speaks, his eyes become resolute. Watching this scene, I disperse the demonic aura swirling around my hand. Alright, you pass? Ajax looks astonished. So you mean you were testing me all along? I thought today. Alright, don't get excited. It was that Chantry who said you killed Darosh. But that's normal. After all, you 7 dukes have always been suspicious of each other. But it doesn't matter anymore. Tomorrow, Ritsukin and I will catch the mastermind behind the Four Seasons Council. Ajax asks in confusion, but wasn't the true gold dragon killed by you? I feign composure and change the subject. Alright, don't ask too much. And these next few days don't come out. You're the prime suspect now. I'm about to turn and leave when Ajax speaks. My lord, why don't we just stop here? I don't want to investigate anymore. Let everything return to normal. Yeah. You mean let me continue being the Demon King and die in 20 years? No, you're different from the previous 665 Demon Kings. This time, the Demon Realm will surely win. Please join us in preparing for 20 years from now. At these words, the surrounding temperature plummets. So all this running around I've been doing, in your eyes, I'm just wasting time? Ajax, you can give up. See if you want one of the 6 dukes to become king or gather the demons to vote. Do as you please. Don't worry about me. That won't do, because the demon spirit aura of all past Demon Kings is concentrated in you, my lord. So what? Want me to return it? Without the demon spirit aura, you'll become an ordinary demon. I'm asking you, do you want me to return it? Ajax finally can't hold back and shouts, my lord, why do you want to discard the power in your hands? Why are you trying so hard to step down from the supreme position? A fierce glint flashes in my eyes. How annoying. If you don't have the courage, then stop nagging. Compared to that tired old story of defeat every 100 years, this mystery is far more interesting. Anyway, you hide first. Once I catch the Four Seasons Council, we'll have our conclusion. With that, I turn and leave, leaving behind a dissatisfied Ajax standing there alone in a daze.